Hello everyone, welcome to the Barrie Ball Hockey Club, to the 19th annual BallHockey.com World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships presented by Bauer. My name is Jim Lowe, my colleague Steven Sahoyas is here. We are your hosts. We're going right into men's A Division semifinal action. The defending champion Toronto Leafs taking on the Niagara Rebels. Steven.
It's the Leafs who control the ball off the draw. That's going to be played through the neutral zone now. That one's held along the far boards, brought into the zone, passed across, the big shot there. The block picked up in the slot, scores! A goal early on from Tony Montero, and the Toronto Leafs lead this one by a score of 1-0.
We were talking about Montero offline, Stephen. He scored a big goal against this team in the semifinals, and that's a huge goal to get a quick start here.
Yeah, only 16 seconds into this contest, the Toronto Leafs, who have been the dominant team in the World Ball Hockey Championships, come out strong in this one.
Look at, sorry, it wasn't Montero. It was number 80 with the goal there. That was Tony Montero. We apologize. The game sheets are a bit in motion right now, and we're playing catch up with some of the numbers. But a great start for Montero.
That's Victor Acevedo. He passes that one up. One's now brought up along the far boards and dumped it to the zone. It's going to be picked up now by the Rebels. That's Evan Huckalo. Passes that one over. Dumped into the zone now by the Rebels. Ball loose, both teams fighting for it. Jumping on the loose ball there are the Rebels. Behind the net now. Shoved off the ball, and the Toronto Leafs trying to get this one in transition. Paulo Duarte has control of the ball now. We got a delayed penalty on the court. It looks like it's going to be coming to the Niagara Rebels, so the Toronto Leafs will be heading to the power play. Controlling the ball now, that's Sean Hannon. Hannon drops that one back. Clark has it. Or excuse me, that's Pereira. Passes that one back, and the Leafs just taking their time now. They've got the extra man on the court. Goalie pulled.
Makes a lot of sense. You know, you've already got this early lead. This is the 6th game that these teams have played this weekend. You might as well conserve some energy, move that ball around, and then get the man advantage once the whistle goes.
Oh, that one played now to Pereira. Pereira has that pass blocked, still not in control of it. The Rebels now do get control of it, and they'll be heading to the box. That'll be a penalty of the 2-minute variety, I believe. And the Leafs will head on to the extra man advantage for the next 2 minutes, trying to add to their already early 1-0 lead. Yeah,
it's not a hole that the Rebels wanted to get into. They are an aggressive team. They've certainly won some games through intimidation and physicality, but down 1-0 to the defending champs, you do not want to give up an early power play.
A draw one by the Rebels. That one's going to be cleared out of the zone. Getting back to play that one is Pereira. Pereira takes his time through the neutral zone, winds and fires. That one just goes up and over. Going to grab the loose ball now there. That's Hannon. Hannon plays that one back. That one played back over. Nice cycling job there by the Leafs. The shot there blocked. Excellent chance for Tremblay. Tremblay drops that one down low behind the net.
Look at Montero creeping in there.
Nice shot. Scores.
Beautiful.
That's his second of the game. Tony Montero with 2 quick ones. And the Leafs lead this one by a score of 2-0.
We could see him creeping in there, and you just knew the team was looking for him. And that shot is just too powerful to leave him alone like that. Always tough. You know, you and I both play here. That 5th man floats around on the power play, and if you can't keep your box strong, you're going to get burned.
Yeah, and especially if you let a guy like Montero in that open space. He's already scored 2 in this game. You get another look there. The nice setup to Montero. He holds onto it just for a quick second and then lets it rip, beats the goaltender glove side, and just like that, the Toronto Leafs up 2-0. The Rebels now trying to get back in this one. That pass dropped back. Pass to the slot, that shot goes into the goaltender's glove, and he'll hold on. Nice save there by goaltender Dave Clark.
Dave Clark's been solid in this tournament. He's only allowed 8 goals in 3 games. He's an experienced veteran, and you're not going to get any cheap ones past him.
Leafs win the draw. Bringing it into the zone now, the Leafs with it. Duarte, his shot. Trickles onto the goaltender, and he'll hang on. Nice cover up there by Aaron Campisano.
So as we mentioned, Stephen, the Toronto Leafs are the defending champions, and in fact they are 4-time champions, having won in 2005, 2007, 2008, and last year 2014. They're looking to match the St. Catharines Wizards record as 5-time world champions.
Yeah, and they have gotten a good start in this one. It's definitely helped their chances getting to that finals game. They lead this one 2-0, still early on. Hannon has it now. He's going to play that one behind the net. Chips out in front. That one just misses the target out in front. Rebels now trying to get something going on offense. One's played there to Leclerc. Leclerc passes that one over. Shot blocked. Loose ball. Both teams fighting for it in front. And this is an aggressive Rebels team, as we've been mentioning. We're seeing some of that physicality early on. Rebels now have the ball. That one now behind the net. Picked up by the Rebels. Still holding on to it there. That's Kuzmarski. Kuzmarski plays that one across. Back to Kuzmarski, bounces off the end boards. The Leafs get control of it. That's Vitor out Azevedo. Azevedo plays that one, and it's back to Azevedo. Azevedo trying to find his man at the high slot. He can't get it to work there, and coming the other way now, that's Kuzmarski.
Kuzmarski's definitely one of the guys to watch. He has 5 points for the Rebels in this tournament. Just a that
one just barred down, just bounces out. They're going to call a high sticking, though, on the Rebels. So a great scoring chance ends up in a Rebels penalty. And now the Leafs will go onto their second man advantage. Or, yeah, I do believe that's going to result in a penalty. It will be a penalty and heading to the box for the Niagara Rebels.
Matthew Esposito, he was to the goalie's right and tried to knock the rebound in just a little bit high.
Yeah, so Esposito will sit. It's a 2-minute penalty. We'll see if the Leafs now can extend this lead to 3-0.
Certainly some of the Rebels fans around us do not agree with that call.
Yeah, no, it's one of those reactionary penalties. It's not necessarily you plan to do it. It's just you see the ball right there and you just want to take a swing at it. Nice shot there from the point by the Leafs. That was Brando Pereira. He keeps that one in. That one's chipped up now. Nice job by Pereira to swat that one to his partner in the corner. Picking it up. That's Tremblay. Tremblay back to Pereira. Pereira once again gets past that red line, lets a shot fly, and that's going to be hung on to by goalie Aaron Campisano.
It's a good decision on his part. Let's slow things down, get a bit of a breather, reset. You know, they got moving a little too much on the previous power penalty kill. Let's get things under control and calm things down, boys.
Yeah, and it seems like Pereira, that's the second time I've seen him on the power play. Get past that red line, just let one go from the neutral zone. It's definitely a strategy that works in ball hockey. Get that ball into the zone and then start working on the offense. See the Leafs now try to pass on back to the point. That one rolls off the stick of Tremblay and will clear out of the zone. Tremblay back over to Pereira. Pereira to Hannon, back to Pereira. Pereira to Tremblay. Tremblay winds a fire, scores! Matt Tremblay on the power play, and the Leafs lead this one 3-0.
Well, the Rebels keep on digging themselves a bigger hole. You know, we know that they want to be physical, but they're not helping Craig Semiak out in net there. He's facing a lot of shots, and most of them are quality from power play. Here's the replay, Stephen.
Yeah, you can see the nice pass from Pereira over to Tremblay, and it seems like those shots from far out are definitely getting to Campisano, as that's what they're doing, and it's that screen, it's that net front presence. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Campisano's not in net for the Rebels. It is Greg Ciernak, and he's let in 3 early on in this one. But, I mean, 2 power play goals for the Leafs. This is definitely a team that's dangerous 5-on-5, let alone with the extra man advantage.
They're an experienced team. They know how to win, and boy, do they ever know how to score. So Rebels smartly taking a timeout here. They're going to try to regroup. They are not willing to go home without a fight, and I think we're going to see them come out fired up after this timeout.
Yeah, and for the Rebels, what do you think, you're talking about in that timeout that you called out early on in this game?
Well, we've got to get more shots. They need to get more shots. I mean, we've seen really one good scoring chance that was nullified by a penalty. Other than that, they've been kept off to the sides. Really haven't tested the Leafs goaltending. So, even if you're shooting from some odd angles, you want to get that goalie tested and moving.
Yeah, and like we said, this is a team that's no stranger to the penalty box, but they're obviously going to have to adjust their style of play as they trail 3-0 early in this one. Referee has control of the ball, and he'll drop the ball to get this game back going. The Rebels control the ball off the draw. That one's played out to number 88. That was on the boards. That one's going to be shot in. Both teams fighting for it behind the net. Now it is Josh Barbas. Barbas using his body to get good positioning there on the Leafs defender. Barbas trying to bring it up. The Leafs now pick it off in their own zone, and they're heading up the other way. Quick now with speed. That was Tony Tivlevsky who dropped that one back. That shot goes wide. Here come the Rebels the other way now. We're going to get a penalty.
I think perhaps we're looking at a goaltender interference. We have Campusano who came in at the timeout. He got interfered with. Yeah, it is a goaltender interference call on number 16.
Yeah, that's Tony Tivlevsky for the Leafs. So now this is as good a chance as ever now for the Niagara Rebels to get back in this one. They got the man advantage with 4:30 remaining here in the first period. Yeah,
I mean, you never want to say in the first period that this is a must-score situation, but Steven, this is a must-score situation for the Rebels.
You cannot let a team like the Leafs, as dangerous as the Leafs, get ahead 3-0 and not capitalize on your chances and our opportunities here. Now back to Barbas. Josh Barbas plays on along the boards. Handed back to Barbas. Barbas plays on back over to Kuzmarski. Kuzmarski back to Barbas. Once we played across the court. Back to Kuzmarski. His shot just goes up and high. Excellent chance there. Nice passing by the Rebels. Both teams fighting for it along the boards now. Quentin Leclerc could not get control of it. That one stays in the zone. Nice keeping by Barbas. Barbas gets stolen off the ball stolen off him. Here comes Hannon. Hannon. Big save made by Campusano. And he'll hold on to that one.
Really solid back check by Josh Barbas. You see, even though the Leafs player went down, that was after the play had been smothered. He was all over his stick. There was no way he was going to let him get a clean shot off there. So really solid back check from a guy who's known more for his offensive pep on the blue line. Good for him.
Yeah, and you saw he was stick handling the ball there in the neutral zone. It looked like he just lost control of it, and Hannon picked up on that and almost made him pay for it in a big way. And now the Rebels control the ball off the zone, off the draw. With it now, that's Troy Miner. Miner's pass is blocked. Leafs in control of it now. Drop back, played over. Miner chips that one up. It's now picked up by the Rebels. Gonna wrap that one around, brought back to the point. Over to Miner. Miner plays that one across. Back to Miner. That shot. Big glove save made by Dave Clark as he flashes the glove on that one. So you see a little push and shove after the whistle there between the Leafs and the Rebels.
And the Rebels, they're riding that fine line again. They want to use their youth and aggression to get under the skin of these veteran Leafs, but they can't afford another penalty at this time.
Yeah, you definitely have to keep all your men on the court. You can't be shorthanded. That one picked up by Montero. He's going to throw that one back around to Pereira. Pereira losing control of it. Picked up by Corey Wilson, who draws that one back to Miner. Miner passes that one back over to Carmen. That shot knocked aside. Played back. Now Troy Miner's shot kicked aside. Chasing in after that one now is Carmen Miner. Scooped up by Tremblay. He'll clear that one down the length of the rink, and the Leafs will get some fresh bodies out on the court.
Really solid penalty kill from Dave Clark. There were 4 or 5 solid chances, but he never looked shaky and kept the Rebels off the board.
Nice play by the Leafs defense, taking away that front of the net, that the middle zone that the Rebels keep trying to go to, but the Leafs defenders have been clogging it up so far. thrown off the boards. Now scooped up by the Leafs. I'll be played back. Leafs will just hold this one into the zone. Back to 5-on-5 ball hockey now. Just taking his time behind the net. That's Danny Roca. Roca passes that one up to Poirier. Poirier's pass gets intercepted. The Rebels will try to come the other way with it now. Matthew Esposito brings that one in, and it's going to be called offside.
Just something for our viewers who perhaps haven't seen games from the club here today. Any of the glass along the boxes is out of bounds, as well as anything behind the white posts on the mesh. So it can be a bit of a challenge for guys who are used to being able to bank stuff off the glass in indoor.
Yeah, that is part of the adjustment from going to indoor to outdoor rinks. But you know, for most of the players now, this is their 5th or 6th game of the weekend. They've gotten used to the rules of the outdoor ball hockey.
It's true, Stephen, but you know, once that adrenaline kicks in, especially as a veteran player, you go on instinct, and those little plays that have won you a lot of games at your home rink sometimes don't work out here. So you still got to watch it, and you'll see some bad errors from great players under pressure.
Absolutely. You see the face-off now come to the right of Campanera, I apologize. Hannon, right off the draw, nice pass.
Solid
back.
save.
I'll kick aside. Bambro with an excellent chance there. Here come the Rebels now, trying to break out of their zone. And scooped up. That was Corey Wilson who loses control of it. Now here come the Leafs. That shot just goes wide. Still loose there on the side. Scores! Picking up his own rebound for the Toronto Leafs. He makes it a 4-0 game early on in this one. Excellent job there. I believe that was number 7. Excuse me, I apologize for that. Number 11. That's Jim Tabbas. Tabbas makes it a 4-0 game.
Veteran player, you know, he's a lot closer to my age than yours, Stephen, and I know it feels good when you break in on some young defensemen and bury those.
Yeah, you could see there he followed his own shot, picked it up off the boards. It didn't look like the goalie or the defenseman knew where it was, but Jim Tabbas was able to track it down, and the Toronto Leafs now lead this one by 4-0 with just under a minute remaining here in the first period. The ball now, Montero is going to drop that one back to Pereira. Pereira, pass up the middle to Tremblay, back to Pereira. Excellent passing, breaking out of the zone. Holding on to that one now. Throwing that one across. Pereira almost finishes that one on the doorstep. Coming out the other way now, here come the Rebels. Nice chip up, just gets by his man. Now with it, that is Christopher Morrison. Morrison chip pass up, shot.
Beautiful
just
save.
Goes up high. Both teams fighting for the corner. Montero getting the rough stuff from both Rebels players there in the corner. But Montero still has control of it. Excellent job by Tony Montero. Loose ball now scooped up by Montero. Played back and stripped off by the Rebels. Not a lot of time left, and that's going to do it for the first period of play. The Toronto Leafs dominate the action and in turn dominate the scoreboard. The Leafs lead this one 4-0 after one.
Yeah, you know, certainly the Leafs were favored coming into this game, Stephen, as multiple champions here at the Worlds. But you know, the Rebels, they've got to get a bit more disciplined. They've got to learn how to play, develop how to play against 5-on-5 Leafs, because the only time they've really been in this game was on that one power play. Yeah,
and they definitely have to stay out of the box. They took 2 penalties, and it resulted in 2 Toronto Leafs goals. So a team that's firing on all cylinders on that power play, that extra man advantage, you can't afford to let them get those chances. And if the Rebels now, you're down 4-0 heading to the second period, you know this is a strong Leafs team. They've got to, if you ask me, they've got to start getting the ball past the red line and dumping it into the zone.
I was thinking the same thing, Stephen. The Rebels are a younger, faster team, but we've not seen any evidence of that speed other than on the power play. And you know, you love to use set plays, but when it's not working against a veteran squad, you got to go back to your basics and you know, look for some of these younger guys, the Josh Barbases, etc., to start turning on that speed. Just keep it simple. Dump that ball into the corner and see what you can create.
Yeah, definitely got to get those legs moving. If that's where your advantage is at, if your advantage is with the speed, you've definitely got to use it. As we see now, both goaltenders make their way towards the nets as we get set to start the second period of play.
So the Leafs looking advanced to the men's A finals. They'll We'll be crowning the 19th men's world outdoor ball hockey champion later today. The other semifinal going on right now is the St. Catharines War Pigs versus the Barrie Flyers. So the winner of this game will face either the War Pigs or the Flyers in our third game this evening.
That should be an excellent finals matchup between whichever team combination it is, whether it's the Leafs winning this one or the Rebels. As we get set now, the second period is underway. The Rebels come out with a little jump in their step, looks like, but it's not long before the Leafs get control of the ball. Now they try to get something going the other way. On passed over, scooped up and brought over to the side. That's Corey Wilson with it. Played over. That shot just goes wide of the net. Now both teams fighting for it in the corner. Coming out with that one, that's Troy Minor. He can't clear it out of the zone. Nice little move there, using his speed now for the Rebels. That's Christopher Morrison in the corner. Now thrown out front, it's picked up by Minor. Minor trying to find Troy Minor. That shot is blocked by Toronto Leafs forward Paulo Duarte and ends up out of play as he's laboring a bit to the Leafs bench.
Now, something may surprise our regular viewers of the Rogers TV Game of the Week is the physicality of this game, Stephen. Refs let a lot more go in the Worlds, and you can see there was a heck of a battle just outside of our camera view between Paul Berkeley and one of the Leafs players, just hammering on each other for a bit of real estate. And you know, by the time you get to Sunday afternoon, those bumps start to hurt.
Yeah, and those are the battles you got to win if you want to win this hockey game. I mean, we talk about it so often, especially in football. It's those battles in the trenches, so to speak. It's that front of the net area, that hard to come by real estate, that's so important in this game.
Well, and that was the thing. Berkeley just couldn't get to the net. The Leafs defenseman wasn't seeding that lane, and he wasn't there to cash in the rebound.
Scooping up the ball for the Leafs now. It's quickly stolen off of him and picked up by Kuzmarski. That one loose in front. Both teams whacking at it. Now cleared out of the zone by the Leafs. Chasing that one was Jim Tatis. Now scooped up again.
Some solid play there from the veteran Paul Barbas. Paul, of course, has also coached Team Ontario in the Youth National Championships a number of times.
Nice battle along the boards. Both teams fighting for the ball. Ends up out of play. And there's that physicality once again, Jim, coming into play. You see a nice hard-fought battle along the boards.
And the good thing is both teams have a feel for the way the games are going to be called by this point in the weekend, so they know what they can get away with.
Big shot there right off the draw by Frank Grizinich. Rebels now have it. Nice play by Kuzmarski to get it down low to his teammate, Corey Wilson. Kuzmarski in control of it again. Plays that one down low. Out in front of the slot, scores! Some excellent passing, and the Rebels get on the board. Excellent finish by Ryan Knox. And the Rebels trail this one now by a score of 4-1.
Yeah, and it's funny, we were just talking about the need to get into those prime spots. Knox slid across and absolutely buried that. He was not going to make a mistake once he had that real estate.
Yeah, we're seeing early on how important it is at the Barrie ball hockey, or any ball hockey rink, is to keep your feet moving. You see Ryan Knox keeps his feet moving, and he eludes the defender there for the Toronto Leafs, Garrett Bambro. Yep. And just like that, the Niagara Rebels have made this one a 3-goal game, which is a lot more manageable than a 4-goal game.
Absolutely. When you're down by 4, you're only worried about the next one.
Yeah, and that's the attitude you got to have now if you're the Rebels, is just get that next one. Tremblay now has it for the Leafs. Nice pass over there. Stripped off the ball. Here come the Rebels again with speed. That pass over there just rolls off the stick of Minor. Troy Minor still in control of it. Plays that one back. The shot there blocked. Loose on the side. That one just goes up and over the net. Excellent offensive attack by the Rebels here in the second period. Tremblay has it. That one picked off now and coming the other way now for the Leafs. Played over to Tremblay. He brings that one into the zone. Passes that one over. Nice chance there by Vitor Azevedo, but an excellent save by Aaron Camposano.
You can see, as we talked about in the break, the Rebels needed to simplify that game, simplify their game, focus on their strengths, and that's what they're doing. It's led to a goal as well as a couple of great chances. I think, you know, so far in this period, it's been all Rebels.
Yeah, they've definitely done an excellent job getting their legs moving, using that speed to their advantage. Like we were saying, it's so valuable, so important to play to your strengths. Pereira now in the slot, trying to pass on over. Excellent defensive play there for the Niagara Rebels. That was number 9, Joseph Barbas. Excellent job with the stick. Loose ball now, chasing after that one. That's Duarte. Duarte trying to bring that one back. It's now brought back to the point. Dumped right back in. Getting by his man there. Excuse me, sorry about that, Jim. In the corner now with it. It's number 25 for the Rebels. That one thrown out front. A hand thrown at it. Loose ball score. Nope, that's behind the net. I apologize.
Bit surprised there wasn't a hand pass called there.
Yeah, there definitely was a motion with the hand knocking the ball down. It was picked up by another Rebels player. But now the Leafs come the other way. Duarte drops that one back to Pereira. Pereira winds and fires. That one stopped, and it's going to be held onto by Campesano.
We're talking about that great play earlier on by Josh Barbas. Josh is actually one of 5 members of the Barbas family on the Rebels. So we might start calling them the Barbas Rebels if the boys on D keep on playing like that.
Yeah, we've seen some excellent play from all the Barbases so far in this one, and they'll look to keep that play up if the Rebels want to get back to this one. They do have the last goal scored in this game, and the only goal scored in the second period so far, as they trail this one by a score of 4-1. Behind the net now with it. Scooped up by the Rebels. They're going to chip down into the zone. Nice little chip and chase there by the Rebels. Picked off by the Leafs. Dumped down by Tavis. Tavis can't beat his man to the loose ball. The Rebels trying to bring it up. Smarski. Nice little feed there. It's intercepted. But Smarski once again in control of the ball. He winds and fires. Big shot block there by Hannon. Nice job sacrificing the body. Coming the other way with it now. That's Montero. Tony Montero gets off of Kazmarski. Kazmarski still on him though. He's gonna throw that one down below the net. That one thrown around boards there. Looks like the Rebels right there went for a big hit there.
Yeah, but Vitor Acevedo is a very big boy, and he barely budged.
Yeah, Vitor did an excellent job holding his ground there. He holds onto the ball, and he'll dump that one in. That one, Campesano tried to glove that one down. He couldn't get control of it. Troy Montero now getting the rough stuff there in the corner. Just looking at the rough stuff from the Rebels defender.
It's a veteran Paul Barbas again, throwing his body along those boards.
Yeah, here come the Rebels the other way. That's Jesse Barbas. Back to Kazmarski. Kazmarski shot blocked. That's going to be thrown around the boards. Pereira has it. Pereira trying to find his man in stride. He couldn't. And now picked up. That goes off the foot of Tremblay and into the corner. Scooping that one up is Josh Barbas. Josh goes on back to Troy Miner. Miner shot blocked. Leafs trying to swing and get that one out of the zone. That one's thrown up to his Leafs player, and that one's picked off in the neutral zone. Control of it now. Niagara Rebels, that's Chenye. Loose ball on the side of the net, and this should be held onto by Clark as we get a face-off to his left.
Some more excellent pressure by the Rebels. We saw Chenye with a great play here, which just shut down what would have been a clear breakaway for the Leafs. They just have to keep going. We're just about halfway through this game. They are by no means out of this, Stephen.
No, in Barrie Ball Hockey, if you watch the Barrie Ball Hockey's Game of the Week on Rogers TV, you've seen teams' fortunes change in the blink of an eye. And a 3-goal game with 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining only in the second period is more than enough time for a team to get back into a game here, especially with the way the Rebels have responded in the second period. Rebels control that one in their own zone. Troy Miner's going to wrap that one around. Both teams fighting. Nice battle along the boards there. The referee's going to blow the whistles. It looks like there's a loose piece of equipment. It's the glove.
I think there's a holding penalty coming up against the Rebels. No, it's going against the Leafs.
The Leafs are going to get a holding penalty here. And looks like it'll be number 19 there for the Toronto Leafs. That is Jonathan Poirier, and he'll sit for 2 minutes as the Rebels go back to the power play.
Poirier's not a guy that they want to see in the box. He's been one of their most consistent scorers this weekend. He's a talented guy, and you know, unfortunately, he got caught on the transition and took that holding penalty.
Yeah, sometimes, like we say, it's just instinctive. You just go for that hold and you end up in the box. But nonetheless, the Rebels head to the man advantage for the next 2 minutes or less. Down one back. Played over to Troy Minor. Minor shot. Big save there by Clark as he'll hang on. Faceoff will come to Clark's left once again.
Minor has 4 points this weekend. You know, obviously a solid shot. Look for him to be creeping in from the point as soon as there's a bit of movement.
He's a very shifty defense, but we can definitely do it at both ends of the quarters we've seen today. One back. Rebels in control. Carmen Minor in control of it. Carmen over to Troy Minor. Troy Minor drops out down low. That one just rolls by the stick of Trent Minor. Gonna be scooped up now. Both teams fighting from behind the net. That one gonna go to Trent Minor. Trent back to Troy. Back to Trent Minor. Troy over to big chance there by the Rebels. Excellent shot there by Minor. Kicked aside by Clark. See a little push and shove there in front of the net. The referee's going to hold his whistle. But here,
I think Dave Clark got away with one there. There was a kick and a cross check to the Rebels players. So Clark's got to watch himself.
Ball now controlled by the Leafs. That one's going to be dumped down just wide of the net there. In control of it is Josh Barbas. Josh passes that one over. That's Chenye. Chenye directing traffic there. Trying to get Barbas a nice feed, but an excellent play by Hannon to use the body to keep him from getting anywhere too fast. And Tremblay will dump that one down the length of the rink. Back to Chenye now. The neutral zone. Back to. That one's going to be held on, and not much time left on the man advantage. The Leafs have done an excellent job of keeping the ball out onto the perimeter when the ball's been in their zone. And the Leafs have suddenly turned around and started playing the Rebels game. I mean, that is by far the most physical shift that we've seen from the Leafs. Lots of whacks. From the net out. From the net out and on the blue line. You know, they are not yielding any territory to this young Rebels team. And that's one thing that the Leafs are showing, that they will not be intimidated in this one. And that one dropped back Chenye. Plays that one over to Kuzmarski. Back to Barbas. Barbas shot. Blocked, ends up in the corner, but Kuzmarski has it now. Kuzmarski still in control of it at the corner. Drops that one back to Chenye. Chenye over to Barbas. Barbas back to Chenye. Chenye plays that one low to Kuzmarski. Chenye. Control of it still. That one thrown up front, just gets knocked to the side. Penalties expired. Yeah, back to 5-on-5, but the Rebels still have the Leafs under pressure. Barbas shot. I don't think Clark saw that when he got the blocker on it, and we see some pushing and shoving there in front of the net. As Clark's on the ground, he's giving some hacks in front of the net. Referee will clear that part of the rink as we see both teams now getting some fresh legs out of the court. Simon Content Leclerc got away with one right in front of the net there, both fists into the Leafs player's face. And you know, certainly the Rebels bench thought there was a dive there, and I'm not one to disagree with them, but anytime you put your fists up like that, you should be looking for a trip to the box. Yeah, you definitely can't get away with that all that often, but this time he did. Yeah, exactly. You'll take it when you can get it. The Leafs, the Rebels need a lot of the breaks now as they look to get back into this one. That shot is cleared out of the front of the net. Nice keep in there by Minor. Fighting for that one hard in the corner now. The Rebels. That one kept in by Chenye. Chenye gets knocked off the ball. Excellent play there by the Leafs forward. That's Jonathan Poirier. He's back in the goal. Campusano better get back to that net. The Leafs control of it. Duarte backed down low. Poirier back to Duarte. Duarte throws that one out front, taking a whack at that one for the Leafs, but now here come the Rebels. Chenye threw that one into the zone, but it looks like it was going to be the hack there of the stick. That's going to end up with the Rebels in the box. It's going to be number 64, Jesse Barbas. He'll sit 2 minutes.
Yeah, Barbas, you know, I understand his frustration because the Leafs have been a wall on that blue line, but you can't be that aggressive on the stick.
No, and that's one of those costly penalties. The worst place to take a penalty is at the other side of the rink from your own net. I mean, just almost unnecessary there, and Jesse Barbas will sit 2, and the Leafs will go back to the power play, which they're 2 for 2 on.
Well, you got to credit the Leafs defense because they have been brick walls at that blue line. They're taking the bumps, frustrating the Rebels, and now they're up on the power play.
Yeah, Pereira, the control of his shot, scores. Big shot from the point. Brando Pereira, quick work on that man advantage, and the Leafs lead this one 5-1.
Well, Pereira deserves an extra assist on his own goal because he's the one that drew the penalty to get them the power play. So,
yeah, he's been
absolutely
stellar.
Yeah, huge play. We're looking at it again.
And it's been that side-to-side movement, like we said. You get the goalie looking to the right and then to the center part of that rink. And Pereira able to get one past him quickly. And it's been the traffic in front of the net.
Well, it was Big Sean Hannon who was in front, and I don't know how much the goalie saw that one with Hannon's big body in front of him.
Yeah, and he's wearing that number 17, looking a lot like Milan Lucic, as we see so often in the NHL. Excellent play out by the Leafs so far. Now here come the Leafs again. Tavis trying to center that one. That one just goes by the front net. The Rebels now trying to get something going with under a minute left. That one's dumped to the zone by Esposito. That one ends up out of play.
So for fans who haven't joined us on the Rogers Game of the Week before, we should explain that we have a floating blue line here at the Barrie Ball Hockey Club. You need to gain control of the blue line to enter the offensive zone, but as soon as you do so, the offensive zone expands all the way to the red line. So it's blue line going in, but red line going out.
Definitely helps, especially with the speed and the quickness and the bodies here, especially the big bodies when you get to this age level. Helps space things out a bit and lets you move around with the offense just a little bit better. That one batted out. That one's picked up now by the Leafs. They'll dump that one into the zone and getting back to play that one for the Rebels is Joseph Barbas. Passes that one over to Esposito. Esposito dumps that one in. That's knocked down by Clark. He leaves that one for his defenseman to take care of. That'll be dumped down the length of the rink for icing. And with 8.7 seconds left, faceoff will come back into the Leaf zone.
Well, the Rebels find themselves in a deep hole here. I think they've played a much better second period than the first, but unless they can bury something in the next 8.7 seconds, they're going to be facing the same deficit they were 10 minutes ago.
Draw controlled by the Leafs. It's Vitor Azevedo. Passes that one. The Leafs will hang on to that one as the second period expires. Definitely a lot more even of a period. Both teams getting a goal in that second, but it's the Leafs that still lead this one by a 4-goal margin.
Yeah, and I mean, the Rebels threw everything they had at the Leafs that period. They used their speed, they controlled the physicality up to a point, but then once again, a bad penalty cost them, and now 3 power plays surrendered, 3 power play goals against.
Yeah, and like we said, the Rebels love to play on the edge, but there's that line that you got to play by, and unfortunately for the Rebels, every time they've crossed that line, it's resulted in a penalty, and the Leafs have been able to take advantage of that. Now, as we see, if you're the Rebels heading into this third period, you're down 4 goals. Do you just continue what you've been doing the second period, or do you switch it up a bit?
I think you've got to keep going with what was working in the second. The first period they were completely outplayed. They looked undisciplined. Second period, with the exception of one bad penalty, they were all over the Leafs. The longer this game goes on, the harder it is for the Leafs. They are older. They're not going to take the same sort of pounding or compete with the speed. So keep on rushing. But you've got to get a goal in the first couple of minutes, or the Leafs they're too skilled. They're just going to sit on that ball and eat the clock.
Yeah, and we continue to talk about the physicality, but you got to give the Leafs credit for the way they've come out and played this game. They've not let the Rebels come out and dictate the way this game is going to be played, especially in that department. You got to give the Leafs tons of credit for that. Yeah,
even though the Rebels have the reputation as the more physical team, right now, anyone on the Rebels offense is bruised and battered trying to cross that blue line. So, good on the Leafs. They've got a bit of size out there, and they're not afraid to use it. So if Leafs hang on, they will be facing the winner of our other men's A semifinals. St. Catharines War Pigs are currently playing the Barrie Flyers. and this is the ballhockey.com World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships presented by Bauer on Rogers TV Barrie.
Referee checking on both goaltenders as we get set to start the third period of action. The Rebels control the ball off the draw. That's Trent Miner. Passes that one up to his brother, Jesse Miner, excuse me, and that one's played. That goes off a glove and out of play. Excuse me, that was not Jesse Miner control the ball, but it was Carmen Miner.
Yeah, well, we'll let you have a slide on that one, Stephen. We've got 3 Miners and 5 Barbises on this Rebel team, so not a surprise that once in 3 periods you're going to mix them up.
Yeah, it's a family fair on the Rebel side there, and they look to get back in this one. Good battle right along those boards between Montero and Miner. That one's dumped into the zone.
I thought Miner was going to wind up in your lap, Stephen.
Yeah, exactly. He came pretty close here to the broadcast station. And the Leafs trying to go the other way now. Here's Tony Montero. Montero getting some hacks there from the Rebels defenseman. A little trip up behind that and no call. Referees have been fairly lenient in towards the side of keeping their whistles in their pocket, and this one haven't called all that much. That shot. Whistles wide of that. Loose ball still in front. The referee didn't see it, and he blew the whistle, but it was loose to the side of Campusano. And wishing he had that one in his goal column is Tony Talevsky.
Yeah, the Leafs obviously don't like that, but all they can do is sort of grin. The back ref, he lost sight of the ball. He's got to protect the goalie, and he made the right call. Of course, from our vantage point, we saw nothing but ball.
Yeah, it looked good to me, but obviously the referee on the other side of Campusano, definitely hard to track. The Rebels trying to clear this out of the zone, trying to get something going to this offense as the Leafs control it early on. Duarte shot knocked aside by Campusano. Played off the boards. Kuzmarski chips that one up to Chenier. Chenier with a nice move. His shot stopped by Clark. Chenier.
Simple but effective save by Clark.
Yeah, great positioning. Kept that 5-hole closed, and that's where Chenier was looking to go. Kuzmarski now within the corner. Kuzmarski, nice move to elude both defenders, but he couldn't get it past Duarte. Duarte sees some open space, and he'll chip that one up. Picking up the loose ball now for the Leafs is Poirier. He's stripped of it, and coming the other way now is Kuzmarski. Kuzmarski has his pass intercepted. Pereira will dump that one back into the Rebels zone, picking up a Chenier. At least going for a line change. The Rebels trying to catch him off that. Kuzmarski slides to the ground to lose control of the ball, and it ends up into Clark's glove, and we'll get a face-off to his right.
Well, we've got about just a little over 8 minutes to go here. These Leafs looking to advance to the finals, and we may see both of these teams in the 3rd annual Clash of the Titans. Ballhockey.com presents that the weekend of November 27th, 29th at Niagara Ball Hockey Club. Whereas this is a massive tournament, Stephen, with more than 70 teams, I believe. The Clash of the Titans is only the most elite teams that we see in this A division.
So definitely prestigious honor just to be a participant in that tournament, as it is for this one as well. As you know, all teams here are at a pretty high skill level. Both teams are fighting for that loose ball in the corner. Excellent job there by the Leafs defenseman. Number 9 doing an excellent job using the body there. Hannon passes that one over to Pereira, who drops that one over to Tabbas. Tabbas shot, scores! Jim Tabbas walked past that blue line and let one fly. The Leafs lead this one now by 6-1.
Yeah, I think the Rebels are in the hole they're not going to climb out of. But you focus on that next goal, and you got to tighten up your D. I mean, you can't let Tabbas walk in on like that.
Yeah, you see second look there. Jim Tabbas off the feed for Pereira, just given lots of time and space, and from the top of that face-off dot, blows one by Campusano.
Yeah, I think Barbas thought the ball was going to be carried down the center, so he cheated a bit, and that just gave him too much time alone with that ball.
And you're right, if you're the Rebels, you got to take it one goal at a time. You can't you can't get too far ahead of yourself. It's just one goal at a time at this point of game, but with a team as physical as the Rebels, don't be surprised for some frustration to possibly boil over here in this remaining 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
Especially some of the younger fellows, some of these guys have just come up from the youth ranks. They wanted to win a world championship, and the frustration may start to show.
Pereira now in control of the ball. He's going to chip that one up. Nice drop back to Pereira. Cabrera get thrown off the ball there as he is. Big shot there. Loose ball. The Rebels trying to put that one aside. It's kicked aside by Clark.
Clark really calm in that net, just keeping things slow, not overcommitting.
And he's definitely stood his ground when it's push comes to shove, and the Rebels have been putting a lot of pressure on him and getting a lot of bodies in the front of the net. He's been able to hold his ground and stand for his crease there as you see the Leafs control the ball in the neutral zone. That one's going to be a pass attempt to Duarte. He couldn't get control of it. Joseph Barbas, though, in control of the ball. He throws that one up through the neutral zone. Scooped up by the Leafs. Played over. And on the side there to Clark. Clark will grab that one with the blocker and hang on. 6:08 remaining here in the third period.
So I think the Leafs at this point have got to start conserving the energy of some of their older players as well as some of their stars. They're only going to have an hour before the championship game, and at some point you got to think we're just going to shut down those big guns, let them rest up for the championship final.
Yeah, obviously that's going to start to factor in here. That's why it was so good that the Leafs have such a nice cushion of a lead, so they can afford that luxury, as we were talking about. Both teams fighting for that one in the corner. That one's going to be dumped down the length of the rink. No icing. Clark's going to come out and play that one. Wilson and Kuzmarski fighting for that loose ball. Both teams have members pinned along the boards. The referee will just blow the whistle on that one and we'll get a face-off. Smart call by the refs there. Definitely don't want to let that one get too physical.
Yeah, you get this deep into the weekend, the frustrations are going to come out, and you don't need anyone getting stupid. You don't need any of the Leafs players taken out through an injury or a suspension as they head into the championship finals. So I think we'll see the refs starting to call a little tighter. Things that we got away with in the first period aren't going to be allowed in the third.
Yeah, no, definitely we'll tighten up on some of those calls. Control the ball now, that's Garrett Bamburo. Bamburo with a nice chip and run. He goes hard to the net. Garrett Bamburo tries the outwing. Excellent save made by Camposano as Bamburo tried to outweigh Camposano, but he was unfortunately denied. Loose ball now behind the net. Thrown out front. It's knocked to the side. Picking that one back up is Mike Barbas. Drops that one down for Josh Barbas. Mike drops that one back to Chenier. Mike Barbas, I should say, drops that one back to Chenier. That one, loose ball kicked behind the net. Hannon took a stick high in the face. Looks like he took it off the chin. And some good sportsmanship there between the Leafs and the Rebels, as you see Berkeley and Hannon shaking hands, as Berkeley, unfortunately though, will still sit 2 minutes on that one.
Yeah, just an accident. You're playing hard and the stick got up, and that's the type of thing that you like to see. There's no nonsense after the call, and the players just making sure that each other are okay.
So face-off will come to the left of Camposano. The Leafs will once again go to the power play. 3 for 3 so far. Maybe you can see what the Leafs' approach on this power play is, leading this one by a score of 6-1.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more ball movement. Where they're going to take their time. Probably won't see any shots until later on, unless it's an obvious opportunity. No need to run up the score and rub any salt in the wounds of the Rebels.
Exactly. You just want to kind of keep it calm, cool, and collected. You probably won't see them fighting for that hard to come by real estate in front of the net as much as they would have in these first 2 periods. It'll probably be a lot more slower and relaxed pace on this power play. So we see that already. Leafs passing it around. Control the ball there for the Leafs. It's Christopher Morrison. Behind the net now. That one passed over. Picked up by Poirier, who drops that one back. Played across to Montero. Montero has his pass picked off, and picking up the loose balls landed Berkeley. Berkeley fighting for it along the board. It's now scooped up, tossed out front. Excellent poke check there by Clark. At least pick up the loose ball. Morrison has control of it.
Just going to pull it back, slow it down, get reset, eat a little more time off the clock.
Morrison with a burst of speed chips that one over to Pereira. Picking that one up is Josh Barbas. Barbas gets around Montero. That one out front to the side, kicked aside by Clark. A little extra push and shove there to the side of the net.
Young Barbas taking a bit of exception to his treatment behind Dave Clark.
See now, Duarte passes that one over to Poirier. Poirier back down low to Duarte. He's going to find his man at the point. That shot blocked out in front, picked up by Miner. Miner has that one. It looked like it looped off his stick. It's stuck on there for a bit too long, maybe. But Trent Miner, once again, has control of the ball. He's going to throw that one back to his defenseman. Once again to Trent Miner. Miner, shot, whistles wide of the net. Clark will finally track that one. He'll hold on. 3 minutes remaining here. Leafs lead at 6-1.
The Leafs look locked to head back to the championship finals for the second year in a row. They, of course, won it last year. This year they are looking for their record-tying 5th World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championship.
And definitely looking strong in this one, as they have showed why they won it all last year and are looking and hoping to win it again this year.
Stephen, who's been your star of the game so far for the Leafs?
My star of the game for the Leafs, early on, it was the play of Tony Montero that really impressed me, but as the game's continued, it's been the calm and coolness, I believe, of Dave Clark between the pipes. He's been so rock solid, especially when the Rebels had some excellent chances in that second period. Dave Clark has been able to just keep that calm and cool presence between the pipes and does an excellent job limiting the Rebels to only 1 goal. Excellent save there by Dave Clark. He
heard you talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Just giving me more ammunition for why he's been my first star of the game. Pick that one up now with Duarte. Duarte's going to chip that one up. And Poirier. Poirier getting held up along the boards by Miner. Loose ball. Running hard there. Tripping up. Upset that there was no call. It was Joseph Barbas. We apologize for any obscene language that trickled through on our microphones there with Joseph Barbas obviously displaying his displeasure for that last non-call.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, you know, some of these younger players, you know, they're feeling the sting of not advancing to the finals, and you know, once you know you're out of the game, Stephen, you've been there. Those whacks hurt a lot more. Those missed calls frustrate you more, and you tend to lose your cool quite a bit faster.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't take all that much to get the old the juices maybe flowing a bit too much, and that adrenaline is pumping even more now. And when you know you're not going to be moving on, it obviously everything just stings a bit more, and it definitely puts a damper on the parade. As Komarski's shot there's blocked and put into the corner. And still some chirps you hear from the Rebels bench. Not happy with the way that last call was dealt with, or non-call, I should say. Hannon just lightly going to throw that one around the boards. Garrett Van Burrow now with it. Now it's scooped up now by the Rebels, coming in with the backhand. An excellent chance was Corey Wilson, but Clark once again holding his ground. And the clock is running now. It's not being stopped for that stoppage. So there is just under 15 seconds now remaining in this one.
We may not even get a draw here. The teams will take their time strolling out on the floor, and yeah, that's going to be it. The Toronto Leafs advancing to the final men's A finals in the 2015 World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships, presented by Bauer. Congratulations to the Leafs.
Yeah, and it was definitely a dominant performance from the get-go by the Leafs, scoring early, 16 seconds into that one. They definitely dominated that first period, and after that, it just didn't seem like the Rebels were able to get back into it, as you get outscored 4-0 in that first period of play. And the rest of the way, they only got outscored 2-1, but it was the Leafs coming out strong from the get-go.
Well, I've got to go with your pick of Dave Clark as the star of the game for the Leafs. The second period, I thought the Rebels were the better team. They were all over the Leafs. They had them on the ropes, but they could only put one by Clark. Clark came up big. He also sent a physical message that they weren't going to get any room in his crease without getting whacked. And after that, it was all Leafs.
Yeah, and an excellent game one, an excellent semifinals game here at the World Ball Hockey Championship. The Leafs defeat the Rebels 6-1, but don't turn that dials. We'll have more ball hockey action coming your way right after these messages.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the Barrie Ball Hockey Club as we are sitting in on men's B semifinal action of the ballhockey.com World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships presented by Bauer. My name is Jim Lowe, my colleague is Steven Sahoyas, and Steven, take us away.
Yeah, we've got a dandy of a game here between the Barrie Hitmen and the London Reapers. The referee just checking in on both goaltenders, making sure everything's all right before the game starts. And the ball's been dropped. The Hitmen control the pace from the beginning, and they're holding on to the ball now in their own zone. That one played across. Hold on to there, that'll be dumped in, attempting to get that one with his stick. There was Marshall Boyes. Boyes fighting hard for that one along the board. It's now scooped up by the Hitmen. That one knocked aside. Clearing that one out of the zone now and taking the other way is London. That's Greg Kishimito. That one thrown into the zone and picking that one up for the Barrie Hitmen. It's Josh Durden. Durden with some speed gets a little arm wrapped around him. Kishimito has it though. Kishimito's shot goes wide of the net. Loose ball. Didn't know where it was. They're trying to track it. But it's now dumped down by Barrie. Scooped up by the Hitmen. London will dump that one in deep.
Stephen, this is going to be a goaltender's battle. The Reapers have only allowed 4 goals so far this tournament. The Hitmen only 3.
Yeah, so don't expect too high scoring of affair between two defensive-minded teams. Oh, Durden passes that one up. That shot blocked by TJ Bowman. Durden now. Josh Durden using that speed of his to get into the open space. His shot rolls wide in the net. Now scooped up by London. Picked up by Curtis Riddell. Durden once again trying to whack at it, but London's got control of the wrapping that one around the board is Terry Clinton. Clinton passes that one over. That shot goes wide of the net. Now thrown back up. Kept into the zone by Barrie. Loose ball in that corner. Ends up out of play off the stick. Number 16 there for the London Reapers, Ian Downs.
Stephen, we were talking about the defensive prowess of these teams. Just tremendous goaltending for both sides. London's Greg Gagne has got 2 shutouts so far this tournament. And a former teammate of mine, Colin Scrimger, in net for the Hitmen. He's got 3 shutouts. He's only allowed 1 goal in his last 3 games, Stephen.
That's been quite the performance out of both goaltenders, and we see there Sean Hannon going hard down that left wing, gets poked off the ball. Oh, it's picked up, trying to get around his man there. Scooping that one up for the Reapers. It's Dan Rudak. Rudak getting the rough stuff along the boards. He throws his hands up, but no call from the officials, and Barrie still in control of the ball. That one's thrown on to goaltender Greg Gagne, and he'll cover that one up.
Smart play there. His stick got tangled up and immediately put his hands up, so he wasn't going to get called for a hold. You can't afford to take an early penalty against such quality competition.
Yeah, Gage Gagne able to cover that one up, and faceoff will come to his right now as Reed gets set to take the draw for the Barrie Hitmen. That draw controlled by the Reapers. Trying to get that one out of the zone. That's Dan Rudak. Hitman trying to bring it up along the boards. Back to Rudak. Passed up. That one's kept in the zone by Barrie. Excellent play there by Steve Huffman. Rudak getting some rough stuff there from boys behind the net.
Great battle.
Yeah, Barrie ends up with the ball. Plays that one back to the point. Oh, it's kicked up now by a Hitman forward, but he trips up over Barrie defenseman as he was trying to go the other way. Jason Seeley doing an excellent job. That one, Gage Gagne will play that one for his defenseman. And the Reapers dump it into the zone. That one bounces off the board. That's right on the stick there of Colin Scrimger, and he'll hold on.
If you're just joining us, fans, this is the men's B semifinals between the Barrie Hitmen and London Reapers. In our first, we had a tremendous men's A semifinals that just wrapped up. You're going to notice that these games are called a little more physically than our normal Rogers games of the week, so expect a bit more bumping and grinding along the boards.
Face-off won there by the Hitmen. That one wrapped around the boards by Dan Hahn. That one now picked up by London. Scores. Quick shot right from the face-off dot. That's T.J. Bowman. And the London Reapers lead this one by a score of 1-0.
Well, rare goal beats Scrimger. That has not happened very much this weekend, but a great start for the Reapers.
And the London Reapers get a crucial goal on Scrimger. They score one fast in this one. It had taken them a long time to score. It had only been one goal again past Scrimger in those last 3 games, and the London Reapers get one here in the first 4 minutes. They lead this one 1-0, but Barrie looking to answer. Big chance there. Just goes wide of the net. The Hitmen, though, still in control of it. That one kicked aside by Gagne. Kishimoto has it now. Kishimoto's going to throw that one off the boards. Getting back to play that one is Durder. Durder plays that one up to Hahn. Hahn dumps that one in. That one's knocked down by Gagne, and he'll hang on to that one.
Some really fast breaks from both sides. These teams each have a mix of veterans and young, speedy players, and I think this one's going to go right down to the wire, Stephen.
Yeah, this could definitely be. This has all the makings of a really close and intense B semifinals. See a lot of speed from both ends. Been a lot of end-to-end action in this one. And some good play from the goaltenders early on. Just the one goal game past Scrimger.
Now keep your eye on Marshall Boyes there on the left wing, just past the point. He's one of the leading scorers in this tournament. He's got 16 points for the Hitmen so far.
And that ball just got past the red line there. Hannon has that one bounce over the boards and out of play. The ball's brought back in from the dugout there of the Barrie Hitmen, and face-off will come just outside the Reaper zone.
So the sun seems to be heating things up a bit. Little concern for the goalies who are in the end to our right as it drops, because that's going to be in their eyes, and you're going to be looking right now for the Reapers to be taking a lot of crazier shots they might not in a normal game.
Yeah, that sun, as we talked about in our first game, the elements sometimes play a big factor here. You're used to playing indoor where you don't have to worry about that sun, but now all of a sudden you're outside and the sun does play a factor. Hannon has the ball roll off his stick. It's now brought back down to Hannon. Scooping up the ball now for Barrie. That is Darby Queeser. Queeser couldn't get the ball deep, and Hannon now has it. Hannon tries to beat Scrimger short side, but he's able to kick that one aside. Picking that one up is Boys. Boys gets it out of the zone. London in control of it now. Ian Downs has it. He plays that one up to Hannon. Hannon. This little chip pass. His man brings it hard to the net. Loose ball. Kicked aside.
Really solid body by Mike Zulaf there on D for the Hitmen.
Coming right back the other way now is London. That shot blocked. And it ends out of play. Excellent job there by the Reapers. Michael Calbury getting a good chance there.
Solid shot block by Steve Huffman, though, to avoid a 2-on-1 with the rebound coming out if that gets through to Scrimger.
Yeah, Steve Huffman making an excellent save there. And face-off now getting set to come to the left of Scrimger. That one's back to the point, picked up by London. That shot goes into the corner. Both teams fighting for that loose ball. Hard-fought battle. Kept in the zone. Brought back to the Reapers. They couldn't keep control of it, and now thrown into the zone by Mitch Canton. Loose ball. Ends up on the stick of the Hitman. Dwerter back to Canton. Nice move, cutting out wide there for London. Michael DeRousey. Ball still loose behind the net. Wrapped around the boards by the Hitmen. Excuse me, the Reapers. They're doing an excellent job, the Reapers, in time of possession in that Barrie zone. Thrown out in front. Once again, that one just sails wide. That shot there blocked from the point. Excellent job by Mitch Canton sacrificing the body. That one's going to be dumped down, and that one goes up and out of play. Face-off will come just outside the Reapers zone. Looks
like Michael DeRusi from the Reapers took one right on the top of his rather hairless head, and he's got a few words for the referee as to why there wasn't a call there.
Yeah, never fun when that stick gets up near that head area. You know, always a time for concerns. We take a second look there. It's like the stick of Steely, or excuse me, Seeley.
Actually, it may have been his own teammate. I thought perhaps that was Matthew Dale's stick who clipped him, his own teammate.
Yeah, so a good non-call there by the refs. That one's going to be thrown in the zone. Greg Kishimoto has the ball in the corner now.
But I can tell you, I have a similar hairline, and it hurts more when you don't have hair to protect you against that stick.
Yeah, definitely no cushion for the fall there, or for the blow to the head. As he takes that right onto the scalp. Face off now to the right of goaltender Scrimger.
So Scrimger and the Hitmen aren't used to being down in this tournament, but you can count on Colin to keep things calm. He's one of the best goalies in Barrie, plays a lot of ball hockey out of town as well. It's going to be tough for the Reapers to get another one past him.
Yeah, and it looked like jumping the gun of the face-off there was Reed, James Reed. He's going to be thrown out of the face-off draw, but it's another number 64 coming in to take the draw, Marshall Boyce. That one's controlled by the Reapers. That one goes off the blocker. Scrimger didn't know where it was afterwards, but it was knocked to the side by Huffman. That shot there, stopped by Scrimger. And before they could get a second whack at it, he's able to bring that one into his chest and cover it up.
Oh, you mentioned James Reed, one of 2 64s on the Hitmen. Reed actually just came over from the St. Catharines War Pigs in men's A division, and they have won their semifinal, so they'll be advancing to the finals to face the Toronto Leafs in our marquee matchup today.
So a fun afternoon for Reed. He's got 3 games in a row, and I'm sure you can never get enough ball hockey action, especially here at the rinks at Barrie Ball Hockey. Always a fun and enjoyable experience. And the Hitmen now trying to get it out of the zone. And
great play.
Reed using that speed of his to get to that open space off the chip, off the boards. Running in hard to the goalie there. Gage Gagnon is down and he's laboring after the Hitmen forward ran into him, and he's going to get a penalty here. Gage Gagnon still down.
hopefully we can get another look at that. It didn't seem like that hard of a bump, but boy, did Gagnon go down hard.
Yeah, Josh Dwerden went hard to Gage Gagnon, and he's still down. We got a second look at that one now, and you see Reed's shot goes wide, and it looked like he was pushed into Gagnon by number 10 there for London. He was pushed by Brandon Diamond.
Not that heavy of a collision, but you go down the wrong way, and the thin protection that you have at the back of your goalie mask is not going to protect you too much.
Yeah, no, it's sometimes not the fall itself, but the way you fell down and what you landed on. And see Gagnon up on his feet now, but still looks a little shaken up.
Good to see him back up, though. He's been so valuable to this London Reapers team. His 2 shutouts were absolutely critical in helping them get to the semifinals today. And looks like he's ready to continue, so good for Gagnon.
Yes, and then a correction there. There's no call on the play. It'll be 5-on-5 still. The referee obviously saw the push that we saw in that second look that Diamond gave to Dwerder. And the Reapers now off the draw. Michael Calbury goes down that right wing, throws that one out front. It's knocked aside. No icing on the play. The Reapers will get control of it. That's Vincent Guiducci. Guiducci passes that one over. Diamond's clearing attempt goes off the stick of a Hitmen forward and out of play. Face-off will come, I believe, just outside the Reapers zone with a minute 58 remaining here in the first period of play.
So Gagnon's going to want to face a couple of shots here before we go into intermission. Make sure that he's got his timing right and he's feeling good. I don't think you want to get shaken up by that and not see any more shots until the next period.
So the Hitmen in control of the ball. Dwerder passes out front. That shot just goes wide.
Oh.
And back to Dwerder on the slot. Still loose. Gagnon sprawled all over his crease. That one rolls by Dwerder's stick. Hannon has it now.
Well, I'd say Gagnon's okay. What do you think, Stephen?
Yeah, making some spectacular saves there. Having to be very athletic and quick on his feet. That shot, a big block there by the Reapers. Ian Downs. Loose ball battle, both teams fighting for Diamond, and Dwerder going hard. Mitchell Boyes picks it up though. Boyes. Let's control the ball. Minute 15 remaining here. That one thrown in front, scores. Mitchell Boyes. The referees are going to wave this one off right away. I believe it was because of the body in the crease. An excellent effort by Boyes will not result in a goal. The referee strong on his signal there. No goal. Referee's conference for a quick moment here. And we'll get a second look now. See an excellent effort by Boyes. Off the boards, brings it to himself.
That looks good to me.
I don't think that stick's high at all. That stick looks like it was below the net.
Unfortunately, the referees do not have the benefit of the instant replay that we do, but that absolutely was a goal for the Hitmen. So when they watch it on Rogers TV, they're going to be awfully frustrated.
Yeah, you can see on that second look that the stick was below the crossbar. The referee's not getting it right here, but Mitchell Boyes still trying to plead his case, but nonetheless, it'll be to no avail. The Barrie Hitmen will look to score a goal here as they still trail this one 1-0. Nice keeping the zone by Dwerder. Back onto the stick of Boyes. Rolls off his stick. He's got it now along the boards. Mitchell Boyes. Shot just wide of the net. Loose ball still the side. He gets pushed to the ground. No call. The referee will blow the whistle as the ball is dead.
Yeah, Zach Durden got dumped there from behind. I think that's going to add to a bit more frustration for the Hitmen. They had that goal called back, and then the Reapers get away with a bit too much aggression in front of the net. Yeah,
it'll definitely be a time to check. Maybe check your frustrations. Check that. Don't want to get too emotionally invested into this game right now, and don't want to get too physical and start crossing that line. So we'll see now how they respond. You don't get a couple calls your way, and sometimes frustrations boil over. That shot, though, from Durden just goes wide of the net. Scooping that one up is Reed. Reed back. And that shot sails wide. Reed once again picking the ball up. Dropping it down below the net to Marshall Boys, I apologize. And scooping that one up are the Reapers as they get down out of the zone. That pass sent up to Michael DeRousey. Michael DeRousey dropped that one back, and Matthew Dale's shot goes wide. Again, loose ball. Dale gets a hold of it. He drops that one back. That shot loose in front of the net, but time will expire on the first period of play. Excellent action on both ends of the rink, but it's the Reapers that lead this one by a score of 1-0.
Couple really big pad saves from Scrimger at the end there. You know, we've been talking a lot about Gagnon. He got shaken up and then came up huge for the Reapers. We said off the top this is going to be a goaltending battle, and it has not disappointed so far, Stephen.
No, we've seen some excellent saves at both ends of the rink, and Scrimger and Gagnon have been rock solid for the teams early on in this one. But if the Hitmen are going to get back in this one, they're going to have to solve Gage Gagnon. It appeared early in the middle of that first period that they did solve him, but the referees call it a no goal, and we saw in the instant replay, it appeared to be a good, clean goal.
It was very quick, though. You know, we had the benefit of a second look. It's a tough situation for the refs. They've got to make that judgment. You know, if you start letting the sticks get up, that's where you can get a serious injury. I know I've lost a tooth here and nearly lost an eye, so you definitely want to be making the safe calls, even if in that case it was not a high stick.
Exactly. It's better to be safe than sorry, as they say. And as Gage Gagnon makes his way towards his end, the referee will check in on both goaltenders, and we get set to start the second period of play.
Men's B Division semifinals at the ballhockey.com World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships presented by Bauer.
And the Reapers control the draw. That one picked up by Kessier. That's his backhand attempt kicked aside by Gagnon as we wrapped around the boards. And here come the Reapers. A pass attempt swatted down. Brought into the zone just a little offside there. Matthew Vanderspank. Offside on the call there. The face-off will come just outside the Reaper zone, or it'll come all the way down to the Reaper zone. And a good chance now for the Hitmen to get back in this one.
Well, the Hitmen are still in a comfortable position. They've been playing their game. They're going to penetrate soon. I say you just stick to your game plan here.
Yeah, eventually, you know, it's only a 1-0 game, and what you've been doing has worked so far. It's gotten some good scoring chances, so you stick with it and hope you can get one past Gagnon. Loose ball, Kishimoto loses control of it. The Reapers still have it now behind the net. Holding on to it's Terry Clinton. Clinton's going to play that one off the boards. That'll go down the length of the rink. For icing, face-off to come to the right of Gagnon.
Clinton's got to be a little smarter with his selection there. He had lots of time to find a guy to get another draw on your end. Is not what you want against a team like the Hitmen.
Yeah, and eventually they'll make you pay, but with the way Gagnon's been playing so far, it's going to take a special effort to go by him. We saw that special effort by Marshall Boys almost result in a goal. And Reed gets set to take the draw. He can't win it. It's scooped up, kept in the zone by the Hitmen. That shot just sails wide. Durden gets there first. Durden shot block. Excellent shot block there by Johnny Stamatopoulos. I apologize if I mispronounced that last name. Loose ball now. Brought back to the point. Durden shot loose in front of Reed, trying to get a hold of it. He can't. Hannon has it now. Hannon will dump that one down.
It's a good play by Josh Durden at the point, but his brother Zach just could not cash in the tip he was looking for.
Oh, that pass around the boards bounces off the side of the net, and that looked like the defenseman there was a bit tired out of the court and made a little bit of an error.
Well, Stephen, I've played in this tournament 6 times, and I'll tell you, by the time you get to say, if you're lucky enough to play on Sunday, you are beaten up, you are tired, and these sort of things happen deep in the finals.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that takes its toll on the, not just physically, but mentally as well. Sometimes you make a lapse in judgment. That was Dan Hahn. Control of it now is Durden. Durden has his pass intercepted. That one thrown out front. Excellent pass play there. Handon's chance just sails over the net. Passed back.
Of course, we saw Big Hannon in our previous game playing for the Leafs in the semifinals.
Yeah, and he's been so effective around that net area. It's definitely where you want to get him the ball. Hannon doing an excellent job fighting for position there on Hahn. Hahn brings Hannon to the boards. Got a bear hug on him. And passed back. Big shot from the point. Johnny Stamatopoulos. His chance. Second chance there. Goes wide of the net. As you see a little exchange of words between Marshall Boyes and Michael Calvary to the left of Scrimger.
Yeah, Reed was giving up some size in that battle in front of the net, and he simply couldn't move his man. Luckily, the ball hit his leg instead of his opponent's stick, because that there wouldn't have been much of a chance for Scrimger to make the save if he gets that tip.
Yeah, not at all. So, excellent play there by Reed to hold his ground. Referee drops the ball, and we let the action pick back up. That one cleared out of the zone. Canton gloves that one, smacks that one towards the net. That's going to be covered up by Gagnon.
Gagnon lucky. We saw Scrimger in the first period had the setting sun in his eyes, but the clouds have come in here at the Barrie Ball Hockey Club, so Gagnon's got nice clear view of all the shots right now.
And that does play a big factor in stopping the ball. Picking that one up now for the Reapers is Michael DeRousey. He passes that one over. It's back to DeRousey. DeRousey's dumping attempt blocked. Trying to chip and run there with a hit, and it didn't work out as planned. A little battle now here near the boards. That shot, quick shot there by Matthew Dale. Knocked aside by Scrimger. He's been excellent between the pipes so far. Picked up by Mitch Canton. Canton trying to get that chip and run going, trying to get his feet moving. That's scooped up, though, by the Reapers, and it's Brandon Diamond. Diamond passes that one over. A shot there, gloved down by Scrimger, as he'll hang on with 6:40 remaining here in the second period of play.
Yeah, Steve Redmond in his unconventional hat for the ball hockey tournament was right on the doorstep, but Scrimger just smothered that. He wasn't going to give Redmond a chance to pick up any rebound.
Yeah, it was a nice job there by Scrimger. You got to make sure you hang on to those ones. You can't be allowing too many second chances with the ball that close to the front of the net. Durden trying to clear that out of the zone. He does. He gets out to Boyes. Boyes trying to break three there. Boyes getting the rough stuff from the stick of Curtis Riddell. Boyes and Riddell, excellent battle down that left wing. The Reapers now trying to chip and run. That's going to be picked up by Kishimoto. Loose ball picked up by Durden. Pass out to Reed. Reed plays that one in. Boyes has it. Boyes to Reed.
Boy, Kishimoto's everywhere on the rink right now. That guy's got some speed.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say. He's got some legs on him. Goaltender gets knocked down there, Gagnon. And the net comes off its mooring, so the referee will blow the whistle dead on that play. Yeah,
I'm a bit surprised they're not bringing it out. It was the Hitmen player that knocked Gagnon back into his own net. I think if I'm a Reaper, I'm expecting that face-off to be outside of the zone, but the ref's blaming Gagnon, and the Hitmen get a choice face-off.
Yeah, they desperately, well, no, I shouldn't say desperately, lots of time in this one. 5:57 remaining here in the second period, but a goal would definitely be nice as they even this one up. Face-off coming to Gagnon's left, and it's controlled by the Reapers. There's Kishimoto once again with the ball. He'll play that one into the zone. Josh Durden gets back to control that one. Durden with a nice move around Kishimoto. He passes that one off. Now with it is Charles Giffen. That one played back. Big shot there by Seeley, goes wide.
Oh, Darby Queeser interfered with as he came into the zone. He doesn't retaliate, but that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, he's able to keep a cool head. And loose ball there. Josh Durden throws his man to the side. We're going to get a hold penalty there on Josh Durden. And the ball comes out of play. And Kishimoto's having some words with the referee. And
Yeah, I think Kishimoto wants an unsportsmanlike conduct. When Durden turned on that play, he shot the ball out, and unfortunately it hit a fan in the face. Hopefully he's okay. It looks like he's going to be attended to back in the clubhouse. So always a thing here. We do one of the great parts of the environment here at the Ball Hockey Club is the fans are right on the boards, can soak in the atmosphere and really be part of the experience. But you've always got to have your eyes open when you're along the boards.
Yeah, your head has to be on a swivel at all times here because you never know when you're going to get even closer to the action when the ball comes out of play.
As you know, Stephen, you nearly had a player in your lap in our first game.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it's you know, it doesn't seem like they're all that close until they get right up in your face, and next thing you know, they're coming over the boards. But 5:20 remaining here in the second period of play. A little bit of delay, just trying to sort out the men on the court now as you see number 44 for the Hitmen, that is Charles Giffen, head back to the benches. The London Reapers look to take advantage on this power play.
Big penalty kill here for Scrimger and the Hitmen.
Yeah, they definitely have to try to keep this one a one-goal game. It's been goals on these two goaltenders have been so hard to come by in this tournament. So a 2-goal lead is a very, you know, maybe safer in this game than would be opposed to another game.
Absolutely. I mean, Gagnon has shown he is every bit Scrimger's equal, and the chances of getting 2 or 3 past him are pretty slim. They come slimmer every minute that ticks off that clock, Stephen.
And that shot kicked aside. Hannon's going to pick up the loose ball. Sean Hannon loves using that size. He passes that one back to Dan Rudak. Rudak passes that one over. Big shot just wide of the net. Kept in the zone. And dumped down the length of the rink. No icing call as the Hitmen are killing a penalty here, and Dan Rudak will bring it back up into the neutral zone.
Keep an eye on Michael Calbury in front of the net. He's given Scrimger some headaches, not letting him see the play.
Sean Hannon dumps out into the zone. That one thrown out to the side of the net. Loose ball picked up and dumped down the length of the rink. It's picked up by Gagnon as he plays that one up. That one gloved down. The Hitmen didn't want to touch that one. Durden giving his man a good holding and downs along those boards. That one goes off one of the bars there, and we'll get a stoppage of play. 3:52 remaining. Very, I gotta give it to the Barrie Hitmen doing an excellent job of this penalty kill, being able to clear the ball out of the zone and keeping the ball outside of that high-scoring area.
Well, and it starts from the net out. Scrimger had a couple of not difficult but important saves down low. He's been really good with his pads all game. And then, as you said, his teammates keeping those shots to the outside and not giving up the prime real estate.
That ball scooped up now by Curtis Riddell. He dumps that one in. Seeley's going to get a hold of that one behind the net. Loose ball now scooped up by the Hitmen. Doing an excellent job along those boards there. That's Vincent Guiducci. And joining him along the boards, there's Michael Calbury. Loose ball picked up by Mitch Canton. Canton's going to throw one into the zone, and the Reapers pick it back up. It looks like not much time remaining on the penalty to the Hitmen. Loose ball, both teams are fighting for it, and now scooped up by Calbury. Calbury's shot goes off the blocker. Scrimger couldn't get to the rebound. Loose ball still. Hannon has it. Sean Hannon drops that one back. Back over to Hannon. That one rolls onto the goaltender for the Reapers, and he'll hang on.
Yeah, and Scrimger takes a little extra look at Calbury again. I think Calbury might be getting to call him there, and his defense are going to have to start making him pay for his intrusions on Scrimger's crease area.
Yeah, he's definitely been cutting it close onto where he's positioned himself in front of the net. So we'll get a face-off now to the right of Scrimger with 2:45 remaining here in the second period. That one dumped down the length of the rink. Picked up by Vincent Guiducci. Guiducci passes that one up. And it's now in control by Curtis Riddell. Riddell shot easily kicked aside there by Scrimger. And it's dumped down the length of the rink. Guiducci once again with it. Over to Riddell. Curtis Riddell. Plays that one in, and Mitch Canton. That was a loose ball. Looked like it took a funny bounce there. Now played back to Guiducci. Passes that one over. That shot on the side of the net, on the doorstep. Big goal there for the London Reapers on the power play. Michael DeRousey makes this a 2-0 hockey game.
It's a huge goal, and DeRousey's scored a couple big goals this weekend for the Reapers. And now the Hitmen have really got to turn it up. They've got 12 minutes left.
You get a second look here and some excellent passing. And an excellent pass off the end boards to Michael DeRousey on the doorstep. Looked like it was number 6 there for the Hitmen that just lost control of him, Mike Zuloff. And
Zuloff's had a strong game, and in that case, there's always going to be a free man on the penalty kill, and he made the Hitmen pay.
Yeah, so now we see the Hitmen trying to up that offense up. Durden shot, kick side, Gagnon, loose ball, still up and over. Both teams fighting for it. Picking up the loose ball now for the Reapers. That's Michael DeRousey. He's got the second goal in this one. It's Marshall Boys. Marshall Boys and Reed fighting for that loose ball. It's now kicked aside. Grabbing that ball is DeRousey. DeRousey gets some rough stuff there from Zuloff on the side of the net now. Reed gives his man a shove there, and it was number 13 for the Reapers. Chris Redmond behind the play, but no call. Marshall Boys now, he's got Durden with him. He couldn't get that one too far. Reed, he lays a check there. And you can't do that here at Barrie Ball Hockey. And James Reed will sit 2 minutes. And it seems like TJ Bowman's laboring in pain.
Yeah, his head went in hard, getting up. But he's going to need a couple of minutes, and they're showing Reed the gate.
Yeah, he'll not get a second chance in this one.
Now we will get a second, hopefully get a second look at it, because you know, it happened quickly. I thought maybe the Reapers player turned into it a bit.
Yeah, it's one thing though. Sometimes you get some push and shove, and you get some like I said, some shoving along the boards. But a check there from Reed, and that'll cost him the rest of the game. As you see there, it looks a little less innocent from that angle. And
yeah, I think Reed definitely leaned into him though, and when your opponent's in a vulnerable position along the boards, you've got to respect their safety.
And especially you saw TJ Bauman, he turned his attention on this side, started looking that way. Not the greatest spots to be in near the boards. And
yeah, I don't think there was an intent to injure, but there perhaps was an opportunity to avoid making contact with Bowman. And Reed, he wanted that ball. He's a fiery competitor, and he just went right through his opponent. And Bowman, unfortunately, paid the price. And Reed's now going to watch the rest of the game.
Yeah, so the Reapers will go to the power play. A minute and 11 seconds remaining here in the second period of play. Reapers lead this one by 2. Looking to extend this lead of theirs.
Big power play goal just a few minutes ago for the Reapers, put them up by 2. They're definitely looking to put this one on ice by getting up by 3.
Josh Durden has that shot blocked. It's behind the net. Almost took a bounce right behind Gagnon. Picking that one up, Marshall Boys. Nice move around Vanderspank. That one out front, good chance. Loose ball still. Can't get a hold of it.
They're going to need a lot more of that from Boys if they're going to get back into this game, Stephen. He has been their best player, best runner anyway in this tournament with 16 points. But if he can't start to fill that net, then the Hitmen's B championship dreams are going to end in about 11 minutes.
Yeah, and you can see him talking to the ref there. And he was obviously not too happy with the call on that first goal attempt. We get a second look here, that last attempt. And we'll just go right to the action. That one controlled by Seeley. Now that one goes up and over the net. Try to get a hold of that one. That was Durden in the corner. Durden couldn't get the ball off of Dan Rudak. Chasing that one now is Huffman. Huffman's going to wrap that around the boards to Seeley. Seeley dumps that one down. No icing. First one to
look at Boys.
Marshall Boys. He tried to bring that one right in on Gagnon. Gagnon holds his ground, and now scooped up by Michael Calbury. Calbury finds some space. His shot kicked aside by Scrimger. Huffman now in control of it. Huffman's going to throw one onto Gagne. Gagne plays that one quickly up to Hannon. Drops that one back. Dumps that one into the zone. Big shot there, knocked aside. Seeley has control of it now. And that will do it for the second period of play. The Reapers able to extend that lead of theirs to 2-0 in that second period.
Yeah, and you know, with the way Gagne's playing, the Hitmen have their work cut out for them. But if boys can start finding that at the back of that net, then watch out Reapers, because when he scores in bunches.
Yeah, he has been a dangerous player almost anywhere on that rink. If he's got the ball, you definitely have to pay attention, and you can't give him too much space, like you said, just because he's so quick and so crafty with the ball. So.
Now, if I'm the Reapers, I'm going to try to slow things down a bit. You know, certainly a 2-0 lead isn't safe, not even with Gagne in net. So you're not going to take your foot totally off the gas, but you're going to be smart in your shot selections here. You're not going to be taking those big blasts that create a big rebound and possibly lead to an odd man rush. You just want to control, and then take the shots when you have them.
And how often do you hear it said that the 2-goal lead is probably the most dangerous lead in hockey, because it can become a 1-goal lead just within, you know, within one shot. So you definitely.
Absolutely, and with the weapons that the Hitmen have out there, pardon my pun, you know, that 2-goal lead could evaporate awfully quickly. And interesting here, you can see Huffman, who's been one of their best defenders, is lining up aggressively for the penalty kill here. The Hitmen want possession of that ball right off the hop.
Yeah, they know they need to start scoring some goals if they want to win this one. That one's going to be dunked into the zone, or held in at the line by the Reapers. That one's thrown up now to Michael Calbury, but he'll just be a footstep offside on that one.
Can be tough. You know, the London Reapers not used to playing on these slightly smaller rinks, and sometimes that can trick you up. You're used to having, you know, a set number of steps getting from the red line into the zone. Smaller rinks here in Barrie can often trip up some really good players.
The Reapers control the ball off the zone there. Curtis Riddell trying to play that one up to Calbury, gets by him. Calbury and Huffman, good little push and shove along the boards. The Hitmen come out with the ball.
I've played against Huffman before. He is one of the smartest defenders out here.
Saw Marcel Lafontesi, I should say, come down into the zone and picks it up again. Lafontesi. Scott Hannon, or Sean Hannon, I should say, control the ball. Passes that one over. Again, right into the slot. Next save made there by Scrimger. He robs Drowsy on that chance. Back, another chance for the Reapers, but Scrimger shuts the door.
Well, you know, we talked about Colin right off the top. He's an experienced goalie. He's played a lot in the GTA as well as in Innisfil and Barrie. So solid down low. He's got those big pads, long legs, and smart. He knows the angles here, and he often knows where the guy's shooting before the shooter does. So.
Face-off will come to the left of Scrimger. Josh Durden has control of the ball. He dumps that one down right onto Gagne. That one played up off the boards. Drowsy getting pushed by Durden. Zulaf lets one fly from his own zone. Ends up on Gagne, but nothing too harmful. And Dan Rudak dumps one right by Scrimger, trying to get in a good chance there with the Reapers as they almost picked that one off the boards.
Yeah, smart heads-up play by Josh Durden to make sure that they couldn't get possession there.
Control the ball now for the Reapers. It's Brandon Diamond. Diamond passes that one over. Back across now. Shot goes wide of the net. It's Drowsy. Drowsy trying to find his man on the doorstep there. That was Brandon Diamond. Brandon Diamond passes that one over. Matthew Dale back to Diamond. Loose ball still. That one chipped wide of the net. Both guys go hard into the board there. No call. Diamond drops that one back to Rudak. Rudak shot. Ends up on the stick of Zulaf. Zulaf able to dump that one down right onto Gagne. Hitman still killing the penalty. Rudak passes that one over, but Diamond's going to bring that one in just offside.
That's okay. You know, I think the Reapers will take that, catch their breath a bit. You know, they're working with the 5-minute power play, and you might as well slow it down, get reset, get some fresh legs out there, and really keep the Hitmen pinned down.
Vanderspank and LaFontasi getting set to take the draw. Draw in control by the Reapers. Try and dump that one into the zone there. Loose ball, gloved down by Vanderspank. He stripped out the ball. LaFontasi tried to get around his man. It didn't work. Kishimoto has it now. Kishimoto drops that one down low for Vanderspank. Vanderspank throws that out front. That couldn't find the stick of Curtis Riddell.
Solid save there from Scrimger.
Picked up by Kishimoto. He's taking his time with it. Kishimoto winds and fires. That one's knocked aside by Scrimger. Marshall Boyce gloves that one out of the zone. Heads up play there. Picked up now by the Reapers. Getting back to play that one now for the Hitmen. Oh, trying to was Huffman. It's picked up now by Vanderspank on the side of the net. Big save made by Scrimger. Kishimoto has it in the corner. He's got LaFontasi on him. Nice job by Kishimoto holding on to that ball.
Yeah, Kishimoto's had a really impressive game for the Reapers.
Yeah, he's doing all the little things right, and it seems when he's on the court, that's when they're the most effective. Marshall Boyce now. Marshall Boyce wraps on around the boards.
Hitman penalties finally expired.
Yeah, back to 5-on-5. Nice play there by Huffman. He's fighting for it. That one's now dumped down by Curtis Riddell. Kishimoto is just going to dump that one in. He's going to go off for a line change.
Hitmen definitely getting frustrated here. You could see it on Huffman's face. He made that great play, and then the ball just wouldn't agree with him. He goes off, you know, to think about how he responded.
And how often we talk about the bounces being important, getting the bounces. We saw, or the breaks, I should say, we saw Marshall Boyce with an excellent individual effort in that first period that we had the luxury of seeing twice on the video replay. We saw it went in, but not getting that break and calling that one a no goal in the first. You know, a 2-1 game at this point with 5:46 is a lot easier to manage than a 2-0 game. But nonetheless, the Hitmen have to play with the hand that they've been dealt with. And they have 5:46 remaining here in the third to try and turn this thing around.
They've got to stay out of the box, Stephen. I mean, this is the 4th consecutive power play for the Reapers, and you know, Scrimger has been fantastic in net for the Hitmen. But when you're playing a man down for half the game, you're not going to get the scoring opportunities. And how many scoring opportunities do you need against a great goalie like Gagnon?
Exactly.
2 or 3 shots a period aren't going to do it.
Exactly. Being down a man 5-on-4, having to play 5-on-4 obviously limits how aggressive you can be on offense, because you can only pinch a guy so many times shorthanded before it comes back to, you know, haunt you. And we see now the Reapers controlling the ball in their zone. Diamond over. Ruback shot. That one goes off a stick, ends up out of play.
This is the World Ball Hockey Championships Men's B semifinals between the London Reapers and the Barrie Hitmen, presented to you by Bauer on Rogers TV Barrie.
Face-off will stay inside the Hitmen zone, so the Reapers will look to get another face-off win, and for their sakes, try to come up with another scoring chance here. Hannon wins that one back to Rudak. Dan Rudak has that one go off the stick of Mitch Canton and out of play.
Reapers will happily take that. They'll take draw after draw after draw. You know, I think they're fairly even in terms of face-off percentage, but it just eats a few more seconds off the clock every time, Stephen.
Yeah, and that's precious time that the Hitmen can't afford to waste here as play starts back up. Some nice moves through the neutral zone there. That was Charles Giffen. Giffen still fighting for the loose ball with Michael Calberry. Ruback trying to clear that on his own. Durden doing an excellent job keeping that one in, but he bats that one out of play. Faceoff will stay inside the Hitmen zone. Faceoff will come to the left of Gagnon. And short-handed now, the Hitmen with a little bit of offensive time in the Reaper zone. We'll see if they can get anything going.
Well, I think you're going to see the straw that stirs the drink is definitely, excuse me, Marshall Boys, but keep an eye on Josh Durden at the point.
Draw comes back to Zulov. Zulov shot. Stop. Loose ball in front of the net. Just rolls by the stick of LaFontaine.
It's been that kind of afternoon for the Hitmen.
Haven't been getting those breaks, and you need those breaks in a game like this one. So tightly contested. Oh, brought into the zone by Calbury. Dumped in by Ian Downs. Getting good positioning there is Diamond. Diamond to Calbury. Calbury tried to give that one back to Diamond. Ends up the stick of Marshall Boys. LaFontaine. His shot blocked.
That one stung a bit, Stephen. Not surprising. Dan Rudak's going off for a bit of a break.
Yeah, those definitely stick with you. You'd feel them a lot today and even more tomorrow.
Stephen, I can tell you, once you get through a high-level tournament like this, every piece of you aches the next day. So particularly some of the more veteran players out here, there's going to be a lot of ice packs in their offices or their workplaces tomorrow morning. Yeah,
it'll definitely be a time for healing tomorrow, but obviously, like you said, not too much time to heal as you got to go right back to work.
4 minutes to go here. The Hitmen are going to be pressing. We'll play 4-on-4 for a bit, and then the Hitmen will get what I believe is their first power play of the game, if I'm correct, Stephen.
Yes, as the Reapers have Calbury in the box. Nice play along the board there is Chris Redmond. Scooping it up, though, are the Hitmen. They get that extra man out of the court, and it's 5-on-4 now for the Hitmen. LaFontaine drops that one back to Durden. Durden over to Josh Durden. Josh Durden winds and fires. That shot blocked by Redmond. Kept in the zone by Durden. Passes that one over. Durden controlling the ball. He lets one fly. That one goes off the crossbar. The Hitmen are celebrating as if it went in, but play continues.
I think that one was actually, the way it bounced out, I don't think that was in, but hopefully we'll get a chance to see it again at the next break. But wow, what another bad break for the Hitmen.
Yeah, not getting those bounces. Loose ball now picked up by Drowsy. That one still in. They're calling Durden.
Great play by Josh Durden.
Yeah, excellent job holding the line there. Picked up now behind the net out front. Big chance. Kicked aside by Gage Gagnon. Durden just couldn't get to that one. 2:48 remaining here. Durden winds and fires. That one just goes wide of the net. Loose ball bounces off the boards. Both teams fighting for it hard.
This is tremendous ball hockey, Stephen.
Oh, just absolutely wonderful to watch. Durden draws down low to LaFontaine. LaFontaine can't pick it up. Vanderspank hard to the boards, but gets it out of the zone.
Sacrificed himself to give his team a chance to reset because the Hitmen are all over the Reapers right now.
Canton has it now. He winds and fires. That one just goes wide, and then Vanderspank tried to clear it out again. Kept him by Durden. Durden passes that one over to Boys. Boys shot stopped by the blocker of Gagnon. Loose ball covered up. Excellent saves made by Gage Gagnon. He's down though.
Got a feel for Boys. That ball just did not land right. He was in a great position, and we know he's got a deadly shot, but unfortunately the ball spun a bit when it hit the floor, and he had to settle it down before he could take the shot. I don't know if we can get a replay on that crossbar shot from the start of the power play, because I know our fans at home would love to see that one again.
Yeah, another close chance for the Hitmen. And that's been the story all day. So close, but they just can't seem to finish as we'll get that second look. Well, there we see the shot. Yeah, it definitely does not go in. I don't see it past that red line at all. It does. It goes off the bar and out.
So whereas the Zebras missed a Hitman goal in the first period, that time they absolutely made the right call. That was no goal.
And you see Gage Gagnon didn't appear to be it didn't appear that he got pushed or shoved or anything. I think he fell on his own, just the way his body
I think maybe Marshall Boy's stick might have got him in an unprotected area. The way that Marshall was digging there, and sort of the manner in which Gagnon was holding himself afterwards suggests maybe it was a bit of a poke in the belly just underneath his uppers there. So
you see Gagnon, he puts the mask back on. He's set and ready to go.
He's had a tough afternoon.
Yeah, it's not been an easy day for him at the office. Picking that one up now is Canton. Under 2 minutes remaining now here in the third period. The Hitmen are going to need to get some 2 goals and get them fast. Marshall Boys can't get a hold of it. Now it's picked up by Riddell. Riddell gets that one down deep. The net is empty for the Hitmen. 6 on 5. They control the ball now behind that. Marshall Boys trying to throw that out front of the net. Comes off its moorings. Picking that one up is handed. He's got the empty net. And he'll bury it in the back of the net. And the Reapers now lead this one by a score of 3-0.
Yeah, really a calm play there by Sean Hannon. We've been talking about him for the past couple of hours. He's got that big body, but he's got the skill to back it up. Just takes that extra second not to rush the play, throw it in there, and unfortunately, I think this may be the end of the road for the Barrie Hitmen.
Yeah, it was a good effort today by every member of the Hitmen today. They all came out and played their best, but it was Gage Gagnon continuously shutting that door time in and time out.
Stephen, I think both of these teams would be strong competitors in the A division. This has been a tremendous game, and certainly the Hitmen shouldn't feel any shame in losing to a quality team like the Reapers.
Not at all. This is a matchup. It's one of those cases where it's unfortunate that either team has to go home, but unfortunately that's how it works here in ball hockey. There's going to be a winner. There's going to be a team that loses. And today it just looked like it was the Reapers' day, but the Hitmen not giving up quite yet. Net knocked off the moorings there. You can see some frustration starting to set in for the Barrie Hitmen.
Now, Stephen, I'm sure I know the answer, but who's your star of the game?
Well, I think there's only one person that should give that one that honor to, and that's Gage Gagnon. He time in and time again shut the door on Hitmen shooters, and besides that one goal that got disallowed,
which he had no chance on anyway.
He had no chance on. Besides that one that just got disallowed, there's been nothing getting past Gage Gagnon. So I do believe you have to give that star of the game honor to Gage Gagnon. Wouldn't you have to say the same?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. He's been tremendous. Scrimger was absolutely his equal in the Barrie net, but just didn't quite have the same luck that Gagnon did. But I also want to mention Greg Kishimoto. I mean, he has been such an impact player for the Reapers, just doing all the little things right and creating opportunities for his teammates, stopping opportunities for the Hitmen.
And he always looks like he's a traffic director. He's always got his hands moving and telling players where to go. He's a general out on that court. That's an important trait to have, and especially in a young player like Greg Kishimoto.
It's very impressive, and I think as the Reapers head into the men's B finals in a couple of hours, he's going to be a critical player in their chances of advancing, of winning.
So face-off will come to the left of Scrimger. 29 seconds remaining here in the third period of play. Draw won by the Hitmen. Now pass in the neutral zone gets picked off, and it's now scooped up by Boys, but quickly picked up by the Hitmen. Marshall Boys a little push and shove here on Chris Redmond. Frustration starting to boil over.
Redmond's not going to get suckered into anything there. He wants to play in the finals.
Yeah, and Seeley will just let the clock run out. And a valiant effort by the Hitmen just falls short, as it is the London Reapers defeating the Barrie Hitmen by a score of 3-0.
Stephen, what a treat that game was. I mean, that was exciting action from start to finish. Tremendous goaltending, great speed, great skill. It's absolutely indicative of the quality of play here at the ballhockey.com World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships.
Yeah, we've seen some excellent talent here, especially in these later rounds of the semifinals, and now we're getting into the finals. Just some great ball hockey action, and it's unfortunate one of these teams have to go home, but a great effort by both clubs here today. And that will do it for the B semi-finals here. The London Reapers defeat the Barrie Hitmen by a score of 3-0. But stick around, as we will have the A finals between the the Toronto Leafs and the I apologize about that. That is
St. Catharines
War Pigs coming up next.
And Stephen, that is our main event, and boy, it's going to be a doozy. It is a rematch of the 2014 men's A finals. It's headed your way on Rogers TV Barrie in just a few minutes.
Hey, you're not going to want to miss this.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Barrie Ball Hockey Club, home of the ballhockey.com World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships presented by Bauer. My name is Jim Lowe, and my colleague is Steven Sahoyas, and we are happy to present to you the big main event of this tournament, the Men's A Division Finals. Stephen, we have the Toronto Leafs, the defending champions, four-time world champions, facing the St. Catharines War Pigs in a rematch of their epic final just a year ago.
What a matchup we have on our hands today, Jim. I mean, to get lucky enough to see these two teams once again battle it out for the Men's A Division Championship. Last year's game was a classic, and a lot of the fans that were here last year, it's hard not to remember that game. It went to 6 overtimes, and it was in that 6th overtime that the Toronto Leafs were able to defeat the St. Catharines War Pigs. And definitely both teams will be fighting hard for that championship here today. And you can expect a tight, close battle between these two teams. Yeah,
in our first Rogers TV game of the week, a couple of hours ago, we saw the Leafs with a really solid victory over the St. Catharines Rebels to advance to the finals. The Leafs working on a bit of history here. The Worlds have been running for 19 years. The St. Catharines Wizards won 5 World Championships in the early years of the tournament. The Leafs will match that record if they can pull off a victory over the War Pigs tonight.
So we have a chance to tie a historical record for the Toronto Leafs here today, and the game is underway. The Men's A Finals has started. The Leafs have the ball behind the net. Controlling the ball, taking his time is Tremblay. Tremblay dishes that one off. Once played over to the corner, now picking that one up is Tony Montero. He scored 2 goals early on in the semifinals game for the Toronto Leafs. See the ball now go behind the net. Both teams fighting for that loose ball. Scooped up by Tremblay. Tremblay's shot rolls wide of the net. Tony Montero picks it up.
How does Montero always get open, Stephen? It's unreal.
I have no idea. He's just got a knack for finding that open space. Tony Montero once again gets the ball. A shot bounces over the net. Picked up now, loose ball. Both teams fighting hard for that. One's going to be chipped up. That one scooped up by Pereira. Pereira has that one rolled right onto Clark, but Clark will leave that for his man to pick up, and scooping up the loose ball there. Now the Leafs, Tremblay has it now. Tremblay shot, whistles wide of the net. Loose ball. Scooped up there by Jonathan Poirier. Poirier plays that one off to Tavlevsky. Tavlevsky's shot covered up by the goaltender for the St. Catharines War Pigs, Bram Leggett.
And Leggett last year, as some fans may recall, he played those 9 long periods of ball hockey. They actually took him to the hospital for dehydration at the end of that game. So he is a warrior, and you're going to see some great work between the pipes by him.
And if you notice, there's no water bottle on top of that net for Bram Leggett, so he's not one who likes to take his eyes off of anything but the matter at hand. And the Leafs now in control of the ball. Bring that one through the neutral zone. Tavlevsky drops that one off. Pereira will play that one in deep. Duarte has it now. Duarte takes his time with it, wraps it around. That one thrown out in front. Tavlevsky trying to get a hold on. He can't. The War Pigs now trying to come the other way. That is Bob Dormissus. The War Pigs. Here comes Pereira. He winds and fires that. Looked like it rolled off his stick as it goes wide of the net. Duarte trying to backhand out. The War Pigs here are going to get called for too many men, as they had a bit of a kerfuffle, if you will, trying to switch those lines up.
It's a tough one. They've got a crowded bench as well as a coach on their bench, and although you never want to excuse a penalty like that, with so many bodies, it can happen, and it's certainly happened to my teams over the years.
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to keep track of who's coming out and who's coming on, and you see it catch up to the St. Catharines War Pigs there. The Toronto Leafs will head to the power play, an effective power play we saw in that semifinals matchup.
These two teams took two different routes to our finals here today. The Leafs had a relatively easy 6-1 victory over the Rebels in the semis. The War Pigs, though, had to go to shootout against the Barrie Flyers. Great story here. Kyle Ozienko of the War Pigs scored the shootout winner against his old team. So you don't book drama much better than that.
Yeah, what a time to come through, and at a time where his new team, the St. Catharines War Pigs, needed him the most. I'm sure that one felt just a little sweeter for Ozienko. That shot by Pereira, absorbed by the body. They're going to call that a hand pass as it was hit by the glove of Hannon, I believe. So faceoff will come just outside.
Yeah, inadvertent by Hannon. It just deflected off his glove, but that's the rule, and the referees definitely made the right call there.
Faceoff will come just outside the Leafs zone.
Minute 42 left in the Leafs power play. Lots of time to get that power play working. And as we saw in our first game this evening, they are lethal on the power play.
Hannon using that big body of his along the boards. We've seen him do that all day long, whether it be for the Leafs or the, excuse me, I'm blanking, the London Reapers in that last matchup. You see Pereira. He plays that one over to Montero. He brings it into the zone. Back to Pereira. Pereira across. And the Leafs cycling now. It's picked up by the War Pigs. They're trying to clear that out. Nice keeping by Pereira. Pass down to Tremblay. Tremblay down low. Over to Montero. Montero shot stopped. Went high in there on Leggett, but he's able to keep that one out.
War Pigs lucky there. I mean, we saw Montero multiple times bury the ball from that position. Ball just didn't settle down for him in time to get the one-timer off.
Pereira leaves that one for his defensive partner. He gets off for a line change. That one trying to find Labasse on those boards. Loose ball now picked up by Duarte. Duarte taking his time with it. He'll chip that one into the zone. Chasing after that one hard is Tabbas. Scooping that one up for the Leafs. Behind the net now, Poirier throws that one out front. That gets knocked to the side. Both teams taking a hack at it. It's now picked up by Duarte. They draw that one low for Tabbas. Back to Duarte. Back to Tabbas. Duarte. Tabbas behind the net with it. Back out front to the slot. That one gloved down. Loose ball still, but looks like he has that one between his legs as he'll hold on to that one.
He definitely didn't know where it was. A heads-up play by his defenseman to make sure that even that slightest bit of movement didn't knock it into the net.
Yeah, a veteran move there by Brian Salga in the back end to make sure that nothing squeaked by Leggett. Face-off coming to Leggett's left. Except to take the draw for the Leafs is Duarte.
Effective penalty kill by the War Pigs. I think that was really important for them because we know how much damage the Leafs can do with a lead.
So the War Pigs dump that one down. Scooped up by the Leafs, finding some space there. Try to take advantage of that. The Leafs, Duarte drops that one back for his defenseman. Poirier throws one in. That looks like it goes off the side of the net. Rolls by the stick of Duarte. Scooping that one up for the War Pigs is Osajenko. Osajenko. Give it to his man. That one goes off his foot now behind the net. Both teams fighting for it. We're going to get a penalty on the play. Slashing the call. And it's coming to Poirier, it looks like. And the War Pigs will try their hands now at the power play.
Yeah, a great effort by Ozienko and his line mates in pressuring down low. Frustrated the Leafs a bit, and they take that penalty. And we'll get to see the War Pigs power play unit in action for the first time.
And they'll look to capitalize now with 5:19 remaining here in the first period of play. A lead for the War Pigs could definitely maybe bring out a Leafs team we haven't seen yet today, as they've been leading all day long from the beginning of that last game. They scored 16 seconds into that game and never trailed. That one goes off the bar. Loose ball from the net. Just goes wide. Big chance there. Clark didn't know where it went after it bounced off the bar.
Look at the size of this War Pigs power play. I mean, these are big boys.
Yeah, you can say that about the whole lineup. They have a big team, those War Pigs, and you'll definitely try to use that size advantage. That's why, if in my opinion, you got to watch out for a player on the Leafs like Sean Handon. He's got the size to match up against these War Pigs, and we'll see if he gets some chances.
Yeah, we saw some really effective work in the first game by Hannon. Had a key screen on one of the Leafs goals. He's definitely someone that the War Pigs are going to be watching every time he's in their offensive zone.
War Pigs trying to get the ball rolling now. That one's kept in the zone. Passed over. Brian Solga has that one roll off his stick now. Control of it, dumping that one deep is Montero, and he'll get off for a line change. With some shifty moves around his own net there. Pass over. Shot goes high. Loose ball on the side of the net. Clark gets over there pretty quickly. Behind the net with it now, Osajenko.
Dave Clark is just such a solid, reliable presence in the Leafs net. Ooh.
And Hannon, you see that body of his, it looks like he's going to get a tripping call. A questionable call there. It looked like both guys turned to try to grab the ball, but nonetheless, Hannon will sit for 2.
Yeah, Hannon's stick did look to be between his legs, though, and you know, in a tightly called game like this, you're going to go to the box. So the War Pigs will get about 24 seconds on 5-on-3 power play.
And they're going to have to make the most of these 20 seconds. And you're going to get a second look there to see exactly. Hannon comes off the boards, and you're right. It looks like he steps on the stick there of Hannon. And as much of an accidental play that is, Barrie Ball Hockey will call that every single time. If you step on the stick and fall, that will be called tripping.
I found myself in the box more than a few times for that exact play.
Yeah, I think all of us who play a game here at Barrie Ball Hockey or two definitely know what that feels like. And these next 19, 18 seconds now for the Toronto Leafs are going to feel like an eternity. You're down 2 men here. Face off to the right here of Dave Clark. War Pigs control the ball off the draw. Taking their time. Chasing after that one now for the Leafs. They've got control of it. That's Frank Grizinich. Grizinich trying to kill some time. 1 man out of the box for the Leafs. That's Poirier.
Got a War Pig down behind their net.
Yeah, he seems to be in some serious pain.
I think he was clipped by a stick as the play was coming out of the corner.
Looks like it's Michael Nielsen behind the net for the War Pigs.
Oh, well, they tend to Michael. I've got some very exciting news, a Rogers TV exclusive, Stephen. Yeah. We've been told that we get to announce the 2016 World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships, the 20th anniversary edition. We'll be right back here at the Barrie Ball Hockey Club, September 23rd to 25th, 2016. So I know we'll see both of these teams, but the competition to be the 20th anniversary World Championship is sure to be intense.
You bet all teams will try to take their best shot at that prestigious honors. We get a second look here behind the net. Nielsen looks like, yeah, he takes that one in the old family jewels, and he
was a wise man to stay down after that.
Yes, I think anybody who's in Michael Nielsen's position on that play definitely would not have gotten up so quickly. And laboring as we see the bench. We should expect Michael Nielsen to return to this game. I don't see any reason why not. We all guys, I should say, all males, definitely know what that feels like. That's definitely an uncomforting pain.
Absolutely, but this is the World Championships. This is the elite game and title in men's A ball hockey, and I can guarantee you he's going to be back out on that floor no matter how much pain he's in.
Controlling the ball now for the War Pigs. That's Charles Giffen. Giffen's shot stopped by Clark, and he'll hang on.
So we were talking during the last break about the 2016 World Championships. Apparently tomorrow the site will go live, so teams will be able to start registering for next year's championship tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so if you want to get on the action. Tomorrow morning is the time that you can start doing so. Tremblay will clear that one out of the zone. Under 3 minutes remaining here in the first period of play. Both teams still knotted at nothing.
And the question is, will the War Pigs win their first World Championship, or will the Leafs win their record-tying 5th?
That one goes off the end boards. It's covered up by Dave Clark.
Stephen, take a look at this crowd we've got around the rink. This is pretty impressive. You know, a lot of these players have been here since Friday, working hard, taking whacks, but they all want to stick around to see who the men's 8 champion is going to be.
Yeah, this is, like we said, probably one of the most prestigious awards in all of ball hockey. Scores! Big shot for the point by Charles Giffen. Gives the War Pigs the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I don't know if that curved a bit on Clark. It looked like it might be going wide and then found the back of the net.
Yeah, Charles Giffen winds and fires, and that one beats Dave Clark for our first goal of the game.
So we've seen today how important that first goal is, especially when you're tired. You know, it's a little different middle of the week game or something.
And we'll get a second look at that one now. You see the setup, and on and off of the stick of Charles Giffen that ball was, and now here they come again, the War Pigs, looking to add to this lead. Ball now scooped up by the Leafs. With speed down that wing. There's Duarte. They want to get back, and they get this one back at an even ground. Duarte going to pass that one back. Dumped into the zone there. Loose ball. Both teams fighting hard for it.
Now, although the Leafs controlled their semifinal game, they had to come from behind for an earlier game. They won a game with 28 seconds left yesterday, so you certainly should not be counting them out yet.
Now, this is a team that can strike at any point of the game, and they have a multitude of players that can do so. You see, trying to bring that one out front for St. Catharines was big number 18, Bob Dormissis. Ball now picked up by the Leafs, thrown out front by Poirier. Ends up on the stick of Duarte. Trying to give that one back to Pereira. It's out of his reach. Bob Dormissis now coming in with the size advantage, but it's Pereira using that speed to get to there first. The ball just rolls off the stick there of the Leafs forward, and that ball will come up and out of play. 1:11 remaining here in the first period.
Great start for the War Pigs. They've played a disciplined game. They are not at all intimidated by the Leafs, but of course these teams know each other extremely well. So it's going to be a chess match the rest of the way, Stephen.
Yeah, and I believe if you're the War Pigs, I mean, after the finals game that you had against the Leafs last year, you've got to view yourself as equals to this team. I mean, you had just as good of a shot of winning that championship last year as the Leafs. 6 overtimes we're talking about there. That's as even as it gets.
Absolutely, and you know, they've added some weapons. This is a deeper and bigger War Pigs team that the Leafs are facing.
Hannon wins the draw. He wins that one back. It's picked up by Vitor Azevedo. Loose ball now. The War Pigs trying to clear that out of the zone. Capped in. Over the side. Tabit shot. Kicked aside by Leggett. Hannon trying to use that size of his along the board there. We're going to get a call on the play. It's going to come against the War Pigs. Pereira winds and fires. That shot blocked. He gets a hold of it again, though. Pereira shot. Wide of that. Loose ball still on the side. Both teams whacking at it. The War Pigs will touch it up. And it will be the Leafs heading to the power play. Their first, or second, I should say, of the game.
Yeah, Leafs really are going to be looking to convert here. We know how good their power play is, although you know, by no means is a 1-goal deficit a concern to these Leafs. They'd really like to go into the intermission with a tie game.
No, yeah, this is an excellent chance for the Leafs. And how many times do we see those goals late in the period become pivotal goals in a game? I mean, that could definitely turn the fortunes around for this Leafs team. War Pigs will do everything in their powers to prevent that from happening. Tremblay passes that one out to Pereira. Pereira dumps that one into the zone. Tremblay running now. That one kept in by Pereira. Pereira keeps that one in. Over to Montero. Montero drops that one low for Tremblay. He can't get in reach of it, and that's going to be cleared down the length of the rink. And that should do it here for the first period of play. It is the St. Catharines War Pigs, thanks to the goal by Charles Giffen, who lead this one by a score of 1-0.
Yeah, and you're looking at two very different attitudes as these teams head to the bench. A lot of high fives, big smiles on the War Pigs bench. Leafs, though, they look all business, and I'll tell you, if there's any team in men's ball hockey in North America that can come back and really school you, it is the Toronto Leafs.
Yeah, this is a team that we can see at any point of any given game just have their offense explode, and they can go on a string of 3-4 unanswered goals, and that wouldn't come to a shock to anybody who's close in these ball hockey circuits. So we'll see how they come out of the second period.
You're watching the Men's A Division Championship Final at the ballhockey.com World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships presented by Bauer. My name is Jim Lowe, and I have my colleague beside me doing play-by-play, Steven Sahoyas.
Yeah, it's been an excellent championship game so far. It really hasn't disappointed. We got a close game after one. Both teams' goaltenders are playing excellent, and we saw it's important to beat Dave Clark early. We saw it took the, in that last game to get into the finals here, it took the opposing team a little time to beat Dave Clark in net, and now we see an early goal from the War Pigs, and we'll see how they can continue off of that success.
Yeah, the War Pigs absolutely got the first period they wanted. The Leafs are not a team that you come back on. You give the Leafs the lead, and they're just going to smother you. We saw that with the Rebels. Clark is so good, he'll take those shots. He doesn't mind because he knows his teammates are going to pad the lead as the game goes on. So for the War Pigs to put the Leafs down early, it absolutely changes the tone and tempo, and the War Pigs sent a message in that first period. We want your championship, Leafs.
Yeah, this is a team that's got everything to gain in the St. Catharines War Pigs. And it's the Leafs that have everything to lose as they're the defending champions. Dave Clark, it looks like he's just situating himself there in between the pipes. Goaltender checks in on both goalies. Excuse me, the referee checks in on both goalies. And we are set to start the second period of play. Tremblay passes that one up the boards. Now it's picked up now by Poirier. Back to Tremblay. Plays out across to Pereira. Pereira over to Montero. Tony Montero behind the net now. The Leafs behind the net. Tremblay plays on back to Pereira. His pass now. Inside that out in front. Big chance there for Handon. And he's so close. That's that one just whistled by the net. Montero's shot. Trying to find his man on the doorstep. Couldn't get that one to go. That was Christopher Morrison on the doorstep. That shot there, trying to squeeze one in on Leggett there, was Morrison, but he'll hang on.
What kind of conditioning does Sean Hannon have? This is his third straight game, and he will be playing a fourth one after this. He's in the B finals as well. So it's just an unreal afternoon for that guy, and just always a presence, always a threat in the slot there.
And like I said in that first game, he really reminds me of a Milan Lucic. I know he wears the number 17, so there's the obvious comparison there. But the way he sets himself up in that slot to use his big shot, the way he uses his body along the boards, he just reminds me of a power, like a true power forward, like we see Milan Lucic in the NHL. We see Grzic now has it. He drops that one back. That one passed over to Tavis. He puts that one behind that. Montero. Does that pass roll wide? Little push and shove in front of the net, picked up by Vitor Azevedo.
Yeah, Darren Chapman with a really nice play in front of the net. It's those small things that fans don't necessarily notice, but goalies love you for it.
That one goes wide of the net by Tavis. And you're so right. It's those players that you see on the court that maybe don't get the credit that they so deserve from the fans. But I can tell you what, the players are very thankful they're on their team. Scores! Big shot from the point.
Just as the power play expired, too.
Excellent shot there from Frank Grzic near the end of that power play, as you mentioned, Jim. And the the Leafs get back in this one. They trail this one. It's a tie game now, 1-1. So we'll take a second look at that one. See the pass from behind the net there, back to Grzic. And he makes no mistake beating a screened Leggett to make this a 1-1 hockey game early in the second period.
Yeah, the War Pigs opted to send a guy from the box to the bench, get a fresh player out there, and it cost them because just that extra 6 or 7 feet, that's the difference between lifting his stick and stopping them from getting that shot off. So maybe a bit of a tactical error on the War Pigs' part.
And the Leafs make them pay for it. Picking that one up now for the War Pigs. Behind the net with it. Now in the slot. War Pigs are going to pass on Osajenko. Back to his man. Clark kicks on the side. Loose ball still in front of the net. Getting to that one now. And kicked aside there. Picked up by Morrison. Christopher Morrison. He'll play that one back. He passes that one to Morrison. Morrison passes that one back over. See, the Leafs are slowing the pace of the game now just a little bit. That went to Montero, Tony Montero. Nice move around his man. As that one picked off. Here come the Leafs. Excellent play by Morrison to get back in on the play there.
Shuts down Rorison.
Yeah, that was a nice job there by Morrison. Like I said, to shut down Rorison. His faceoff will come to the left of Dave Clark. And 7.5 minutes remaining here in the second period. And the Leafs coming out of the gate strong on that power play, able to tie this one up.
Yeah, Stephen, they're feeling confident. They've got St. Catharines where they want them. Obviously, they need another goal or two to be safe, but the momentum has shifted here in the second.
Hannon has it now. He's trying to get his man on the stretch pass, but Pereira picks it up. Onside, Pereira's shot goes over the net. Tavis about to pick it up now. Tavis can't get control of the loose balls. The War Pigs come the other way. Dumping that one into the zone is Brian Solga. Loose ball now picked up by Azevedo. Azevedo finds Hannon. Hannon has that one poked off his stick, and that will be dumped down the ring. Coming out to play that one was Clark, but he's now picked up by Vitor Azevedo.
Seemed to be a bit of miscommunication by the Leafs there, but it worked out in their favor.
Yeah, big Bob Doromissis was about to get that one, but it ended up on the stick of Clark, and I think we're going to get a whistle here and play. I think it was played with a hand pass.
See Clark coming out and apologizing to his teammates. Definitely not the pass up the middle that they were expecting there.
No, not at all.
But no harm, no foul, and he's got a grin on his face. He's not going to do that again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see Clark. He realizes his mistake, and he's going to hopefully learn from it. Play continues here, and War Pigs trying to get the ball rolling.
I don't know that a multiple-time world champion got too much to learn on these rinks anymore.
Oh no, I know and that's the thing. Once you think you've seen it all, you see more, and then you see now Grizinich getting that one in deep. Both teams fighting for that loose ball. The Leafs will come out with the ball, and now it's the War Pigs trying to transition the other way with speed down that left wing there. That's Hamdani. Hamdani wraps someone around the boards. It's going to be scooped up by Eric Tardif. Duarte trying to clear that one, taking out himself. That one's kept in the zone though. He's fighting for that loose ball. Getting back to play that one now. That one comes right here near the boards. War Pigs with it now. Big shot, save made by Dave Clark, and he'll hang on. Nice shot by Dave Clark to position himself for that shot.
Absolutely, and got to keep an eye on. He's had a quiet game so far, but number 19 for the Leafs, Jonathan Poirier, he has come up with some big goals throughout this weekend. He's a solid physical player, but with really good hands, and he nearly had a chance there. He gets alone on any goalie, and he's going to make you pay.
And Poirier's one of those players that it's hard to find holes in his game. He's so solid all around. That's one thing I've really picked up on him in these last couple of games. Here comes Chris Morrison. Morrison's going to wrap that on the boards for Pereira. Pereira looking for a pass outlet. He finds one in Montero. Montero shot. Stopped by Leggett. Second chance behind the net now. Tremblay out front. That one blocked. Leafs trying to get that second go-ahead goal. That one rolls right by Clark, back out in front of the net. The War Pigs trying to get the offense rolling. That one picked off by Pereira. He's now stripped off the ball. Around the boards, now to Tremblay. Tremblay just taking his time. The Leafs dumped out into the zone. Big shot there. Leggett able to get the foot out and stop that one. Montero. Shot, stop, loose ball on the side now. Both teams fighting for the rebound. That one ends up into the corner. Tremblay trying to pass that one back. It ends up on the stick of Vitor Azevedo. Azevedo to Tremblay off the boards. That one's going to be whistled down for the offside.
Keep an eye on number 37 for the War Pigs, John Rorson. He has had a really quietly effective game back in that end, just bumping his guys off balls, getting his stick in shooting lanes. You know, his goalie, Bram Leggett's got to appreciate the work he's doing back there.
Yeah, and it's like we said, it's those players that not necessarily the flashiest, but are effective in what they do, that don't necessarily get the recognition they deserve. But Rorson's been excellent. That shot, a bouncer onto Leggett. And look, he had some troubles tracking that one, but he's able to get a hold of it the second time.
Now, I'll tell you one thing, Stephen, almost all of these guys are extremely talented in their own rights. They play different roles on a top team like this, but even the defensive guys have got stick skills that would absolutely dangle the average player right out of his shorts.
Yeah, we are talking about the most elite teams here in ball hockey. That's what we have on display between the Toronto Leafs and the St. Catharines War Pigs. Tabit's shot just goes wide of the net. Loose ball, both teams fighting for it.
Good battle.
Played back over to Hannon. That one knocked down by Leggett. That'll go down the length of the rink for icing.
It's kind of interesting here, Stephen. The War Pigs seem to be on their heels despite you know, having that deeper bench. They're struggling to get anything going in the second period.
Yeah, it is quite a crowded bench there for the War Pigs, as you can see on your television set. They've got quite a few substitutions, but sometimes I find when there's a lot of players on the bench, it's hard to get in the rhythm of things as a player, as you're sitting for longer durations of time than you are out of the court. That shot, a bouncer, just rolls wide of the net. Trying to track that one down is Azevedo. No icing on the play. Picked up down by Grizanich. Now Azevedo has it. Pass down up to Duarte. Duarte's going to chip down up along the boards, chasing that one down for the Leafs now. Tabit's going to try to get some positioning on Solga. It's Charles Giffen. He's got the lone goal for the War Pigs so far in this one. Shane Smith chips on off the boards to Solga. And Clark will just come out and cover that one up easy with 3:01 remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, but you look at Duarte's positioning coming into the zone. There was never really a threat of a scoring chance there. He was beside his man, on his stick all the way, and it was just an easy one for Clark to cover.
Yeah, and you don't want to take too many chances. If you're Clark, you come out, you cover it, you make the right decision there. Just under 3 minutes now remaining here in the second period. The Leafs have tied the score in the second period. Now both teams trying to get a hold of that ball behind the net. Throwing the body around, scooping it up. Now Stamatopoulos throw that one down low for Poirier, but he couldn't get a hold of it. Now Poirier trying to chase the ball carrier. That one thrown right back around those boards coming our way. Chasing that one down the rink was Darren Chapman, but he won't be there in time as that one will go down for icing. Face off back in the War Pig zone.
Now, Stephen, this weekend we've had the men's and women's championships here at Barrie. Ballhockey.com actually has 2 weekends of the event's so big now, it's 2 weekends long. The second weekend is going to be October 16th to 18th at the Niagara Ball Hockey Club. We've got the Co-Ed World Championships in open, competitive, and rec divisions, as well as the division I play in these days, the over 35 World Championships. So
it's crazy to see how much the sport of ball hockey is really starting to grow, and you can start to see it's getting its due diligence and the recognition it so rightfully deserves. And with tournaments like these and the co-ed and the over 35 tournaments coming up in Niagara from the 16th to the 18th. Behind the now with this Tremblay. Out out front, misses the mark. Pereira's going to pick it up and wrap that one around the net. Tremblay has it again. His pass out front just misses the stick of Morrison. And Hadmani trying to get by his defenseman, and he does, but it's now picked up once again by the War Pigs. Coming with a good chance now. Looked like a little trip there with the stick. No call. The referees have been very lenient, and they've kept their whistles in the pocket, but we are going to get a delayed penalty here. It's going to come against the Toronto Leafs.
I think the Leafs are going to blame you for that one, Stephen.
Yeah, I think I put a jinx on them there. As I said, the referees have been pretty lenient in their calls, but as soon as I finished my sentence, the Leafs have a man head to the box.
Yeah, certainly in the Worlds, the refs let a lot more physical play, particularly battles for positioning, battles along the boards. But a slash is a slash, a hold's a hold, and a trip's a trip. You pull any of that, and you're going to go for your 2 minutes of shame.
Yeah, we see Tremblay being the victim of that there, as he'll sit for 2 minutes or less with the St. Catharines War Pigs on the power play. 1:43 remaining here in the second period. And a great chance now for St. Catharines to take a lead late in the period.
Yeah, this has been the Leafs' period, but it won't mean much at all if the War Pigs can cash in as we head into the final 1:43 here in the second.
And just getting back to that point you mentioned about the refs being, not calling things as much and letting the physical play right out. That's so important in these finals. The last thing you want is it to be decided by a referee's call. You want to let these teams decide this game. And the Michael Nielsen passes that one up to Eric Tardif. Tardif has his pocket picked. Here comes Hannon. Hannon shot. Big chance there. Kept out. Hannon goes hard in the corner of Michael Nielsen. Nielsen's been on the receiving end of more than his fair share of blows in today's game. A big check there. Looked like he was finishing his body check. Was Garrett Bamboro for the Leafs. With the ball now is Hadmani. Hadmani passes that one over. It's picked up now. Drop low behind the net. That one just rolls off the stick. An excellent scoring chance gone by the wayside. Vitor Azevedo to Duarte. Here comes Duarte along the boards, trying to get by Hadmani, and we're going to get a delayed call.
Yeah, things got a little too aggressive in front of the net. And here we go. Bit of a conversation going on as the Leafs leave the zone.
As you can see in the midst of that conversation is Garrett Bamboro and Eric Tardif, but it'll be Tardif taking a seat. As you can see, he was trying to maybe guilt Bamboro into taking another penalty.
Yeah, smart by Bamboro to walk away. Tardif just got too aggressive. He didn't like the way that the Leafs defenseman was giving it to him in front of the net. Gave him a cross check up in the face. I'm not sure whether he got 2 or 4 there.
Yeah, we weren't.
I think just a 2-minute cross-checking minor.
So the power play now ends for St. Catharines. We're back to even strength. It's 4-on-4 for the next 48 seconds for this period. And then it'll carry into the next period. It'll be another 17 seconds of 4-on-4 before the Leafs take the power play. St. Catharines just lobs that one out of the zone. Pereira plays that one up to Duarte. Duarte over to Poirier. Poirier throws that one down low for Duarte. That one just rolls by Poirier's feet, trying to clear that one out of the zone. That one sails out of the zone. Osajenko trying to get a hold of it. He does. Oh, he only had the one hand on the stick there. If he had 2, he could have been gone. Oh, Cat in the zone. Winds and fires shot by Brian Solga. Gets blocked. Osajenko trying to get a hold of it. He can't. Pereira has it now. Pereira passes out over to Poirier. Poirier lets one roll onto Leggett. It goes wide of the net. It'll come back down for a face-off with 2 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, I think Poirier thought the clock was a bit more dire than indicated. Just wanted to get the ball out of the zone, but instead he gives up an offensive zone face-off to the War Pigs.
So we'll see now. I don't believe there's enough time for the War Pigs, but crazier things have happened. 2 seconds remaining here. Off the drop, both teams will tie it up, and that'll do it for the second period of play. It was Frank Grizinich scoring the only goal of that period, which tied this game up at 1 for the Toronto Leafs.
Yeah, Stephen, tale of 2 different periods. The War Pigs got what they wanted in the first period. Leafs got what they wanted here, and a little bit of shenanigans going on as the Leafs head back to their bench. But we promised fans a classic, and boy, the first 2 periods have absolutely delivered.
Yeah, if you're to compare this to a boxing fight, you'd say The St. Catharines War Pigs won round 1, and it was the Leafs winning that last round, round 2. And we'd like to say that this is the third deciding round, but as these teams have proven in the past, this third period might not decide this game.
Absolutely, Stephen, and you can see the lights now have come on at the Barrie Ball Hockey Club. We may be settling in for a long one. 2014 World Championship Final went 9 periods, 6 overtime periods before these very Leafs captured their 4th World Championship in 6th overtime over the War Pigs.
So whether you're here at the arena or enjoying the game in the comfort of your home, I'd sit down, maybe grab a nice drink now and relax and enjoy this next third period guaranteed, and possibly more action coming your way.
Absolutely. This is Jim Lowe and Steven Sahoyas at the ballhockey.com World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships presented by Bauer on Rogers TV Barrie.
And if you're the War Pigs, you're going to 17 seconds into the period, you're going to be short-handed. What do you talk about maybe to prepare yourself for when that occasion does arrive?
Well, you got to expect that Montero is going to be looking for that one-timer, and you've got to shift your box to compensate for that. Unfortunately, there are no weak players on that Leafs power play, and if you overcommit to Montero, they're going to burn you. So, hold your box. Look to Montero is typically on the left side. Look to shift right a bit here and there, but otherwise, just hold firm.
Yeah, you've seen him be so dangerous. Even 5-on-5, he's able to find the open space, and with that extra man in the box,
he's always alone, Steven. It's unreal.
Yeah, and it's not for lack of effort trying to cover him. It's just the man just has that knack to find the open court. As we see now, both teams break from their benches, and we get set. It'll be the line of Hannon and Morrison up front for the Leafs, and for the War Pigs, they'll have their top guys out there. You see Captain on the far left. And
now keep an eye on Montero's lining up as sort of a hybrid, part defense, part wing. He knows his man's coming out of the box, so he's going to be looking for that early scoring
they're
opportunity.
Definitely setting up for the power play early on, as this is the third period of the men's A Division World Ball Hockey Championship. Pereira now taking his time with it. He's going to play that off to Morrison, and now the Leafs have that extra man.
Here they go.
Now into Tremblay. That rolls off his stick. Trying to clear that out of the zone. The War Pigs, that was now picked up, and the Leafs find themselves in a little bit of trouble there. That one kicked aside by Clark.
Really good work by Jason Capaldi on the boards to stop the Leafs from penetrating the zone there.
Pereira now in control of it. He passes out into Hannon, trying to break loose Hannon. He was being mugged there by Brian Solgas. He was able to knock him off the ball.
Those were a couple of big bodies battling for real estate. Oh!
That loose ball, rebound in front of that. Tremblay trying to get a stick on it. He can't. Both teams fighting for it. Hannon trips up over the stick there. Oh, back to Morrison, back to Tremblay. Tremblay trying to pass someone over to none other than Tony Montero, but it couldn't get to him there as they had that pass blocked.
Dan Rudak just makes a safe play, dumps it down, and kills off the last few seconds of the Leafs power play.
Yeah, we're back to 5-on-5 now. Pereira with the ball. The Leafs still trying to keep the pressure going. Look at the speed of Pereira there. Able to dump and chase that one. That one gets by Poirier. Tremblay will keep that one in the zone. That one picked up by Poirier around the net. That one thrown out front. It goes right through the crease. Picked up by Montero. Tony Montero. His shot just goes wide of the net. Kyle Osajenko trying to clear that out of the zone, and it rolls by his man there, Vitor Azevedo. Azevedo gets back to control the ball, though. He passes that one out to Poirier. Poirier over to Duarte. Duarte shot will be squeezed by Leggett, and he'll hang on.
Yeah, Leggett really solid on the power play there, but it's that big bruising War Pigs defense. They are making the Leafs pay for every step they take in the offensive zone.
It's, the real estate is not coming easy. That space is being shut down pretty quickly by War Pigs defenders. Being wrapped around the boards. And there's big bomb door misses. He has quite the combination of size and speed. Vitor Azevedo. They'll dump that one into the zone. Both teams chasing after that loose ball.
I've played against a lot of big guys over the years, but Dormisus has got to be right up there. He is a huge man.
Yeah, and he's a pretty quick competitor too. That one loose on the side of the net, but trying to jam it in. There's Poirier. He's going to bring that one out.
Oh,
and he's shaking off the ball there by Jeff Capaldi. That shot blocked. Ends up on the stick of Duarte. Duarte juggling that ball in the corner. He picks it up once again. Passes that one over. That goes off the stick of the Toronto Leafs defender there and out of the zone. But the Leafs bring it right back in. Vitor Azevedo's shot just rolls by the net. Chasing that one down and going hard to the board was Poirier, but he sticks on his feet. Vitor Azevedo.
Yeah, Poirier's a big boy himself. He's not going to get rattled by a bump.
Back to Krisanich. His shot just goes high. He's already got one goal in this game. You'd love to add another. That one goes loose inside of the net. Both teams fighting for it. That one drop back to the point where we're going to get a whistle. I believe the net is off its moorings. I believe that's the case. It might be Leggett. He looks like he's hobbled over there and a little bit of pain.
No, Stephen, your initial call was right. The net was off. The referee's not going to take the chance of a controversial goal. If it goes in and there's any question, he's the one that's going to have the target on his back if he didn't make that whistle. So I'm sure Leggett appreciates that.
Exactly. Better to make the right call, and the referee's doing that in this case. That one swatted. That's not picked up. But dumped into the zone by the captain of the St. Catharines War Pigs. Now it's going to be wrapped around the boards by Jason Capaldi. That loose ball stays in the rink. That one looked like it was going to sail out, and it's now scooped up.
Big shot coming.
That one's played around the net by Dan Rudak. That one off the side of the net. Hannon has it now. He chips that one up. That goes out of play.
Just an absolute great chess match between these two evenly matched teams. But sooner or later, the experience of the Leafs is going to start to pull ahead. These guys have been winning championships here at the Worlds for 10 years. The first championship in 2005. They had back-to-back championships in 07 and 08. They're looking for their second set of back-to-back champions. They want to be 14 and 15.
Yeah, that would be quite the honor here as the Leafs try to take back their trophy, as it is their trophy, winning in 2014. Vitor Azevedo has that one go off the end boards. You know how much the War Pigs would love just to put a rein on the parade of the Leafs, and that one goes up and out of play.
And the War Pigs have been absolutely the Leafs' equal in this game. Certainly, ball possession in this third period has been more in Toronto's favor, but St. Catharines has not given up a lot of big scoring chances. Possession's there, but every time the Leafs try to penetrate, St. Catharines shuts them down.
That shot there trickled it wide of that. He plays that one out there. That was a questionable call. Luckily for Leggett, no harm, no foul. But Azevedo trying to set that pass up, chasing that one down. It's Tony Montero. Montero passes that one back. Control of it now is Prayer. He chips that one. Nice little chip and run.
Solid save.
That's going to be stopped by Leggett. I like the creativity out of Pereira there, trying that nice chip pass. And to receive it, once again, it was that give and go. It almost works there.
It's interesting the difference between the semifinal game against the Rebels and this game today, this evening. Montero, they are not giving him any room. And even though we've seen him slide open a couple of times, he just gets that split second and there's a defenseman on him. So they have him well scouted. They know how important he is to this Leafs offense.
Yeah, if you give that man some space, he is going to burn you every single time. But fortunate for the War Pigs, they've had that well covered.
Great play by Poirier.
Front. That one backhander scores. Duarte with the backhander out of midair.
Yeah, but what play along the backboards by Poirier to steal possession back. He lost the ball, stole it back, made a great pass out front, and then it wound up on Duarte's stick, and it's 2-1 Leafs.
We'll get a second look at that one. Paulo Duarte, or excuse me, no, we won't get the second look. Paulo Duarte batted that one out of mid-air with the backhand, and that beats Bram Leggett. The Toronto Leafs, the defending champions, lead this one 2-1 with 4:36 remaining here in the third period of play. That shot there blocked and out of play. Now we'll get that second look on that goal. As you see the team celebrating, as they must be ecstatic as the Leafs now lead this one by a score of 2-1.
Yeah, and we've seen how effective the Leafs are with the lead. They're such a smart, experienced team. They are not going to take any foolish chances. They're just going to move the ball, and
there's the second goal. You see him batted out in midair, and it beats
beautiful play by
Leggett
Duarte
over the glove. Now with under 5 minutes remaining, St. Catharines will be doing everything in their power to try to tie this one up.
Yeah, and St. Catharines shouldn't panic. You know, they know they are the Leafs' equals. They know they took them bell to bell to bell a year ago. They've been their equals in this game. You just stay focused and look for that right shot.
Yeah, any other team, if you were to ask me, you know, being down 2-1 to the Leafs with under 5 minutes, it was time to press the panic button. I'd say yes, but St. Catharines, this is a team that's equally as strong as these Leafs. You can't say St. Catharines is an equal to this Toronto team, as they've proven 2 years in a row now in this game as well that they can play with this team. Loose ball now, picked up.
Jeff Capaldi blew a tire there, cost him a scoring chance.
Yeah, some pushing and shoving, as you see now along the boards. Both teams trying to get aggressive. Charles Giffen near the ball there. He's got 1 goal today. Here's Sean Hannon. That one rolls by the stick of Pereira. The referees will whistle that one down for icing. Face-off will come back into the Leaf zone.
Pereira checking for a hole in his stick. That seemed to be a tape-to-tape pass, but somehow it just skipped by him.
Yeah, sometimes you focus on it so much that it's already by you by the time you've tried to bring in that pass, and that was the case there, as face-off will come to the left of Clark.
3:41 left in the men's A final of the 19th annual World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championship. Big shot there.
Yeah, Clark able to bat that one down and hang on to it. That's one thing with Dave Clark. You don't get too many second chances on him. Usually it's one and done as he's able to hold on to them.
Yeah, and the thing with Clark is he is an active part of this Leafs defense. You hear him talking to them. He directs his rebounds to the right guys. He is a really critical part of this team's success.
Leafs now on their heels, though. St. Catharines War Pigs have them on their heels. That one's dumped down the length of the rink. Rudak won't get back to that one to touch it up. It goes down for icing.
Yeah, I think Matt Tremblay is fine with that play. The goalie was a bit out of position. He just dumped it down. Give his team a chance to get reset and worry about winning the next draw.
Yeah, never a bad idea to regroup. Draw one by the Leafs, and you see it pays dividends. There's the Leafs now control the ball at the draw. Pereira chips that one out to Morrison. Back to Pereira. He's used that give and go so effectively from that back end. Chasing that one down is Tony Montero. Montero wraps that one around. Picked up by Morrison. Morrison gets around one man. He's trying to set something up out in front. Tremblay turns and wraps one around onto the front of the net. Now, once again, the stick of Tremblay.
See, this is what we talked about. The Leafs are content to just play with that ball. It may have cost them there, though.
Hadmani now coming with speed down the other way. That one's going to be whistled down offside.
As we were saying, Steve, the Leafs are happy. They'll just eat the clock up on those boards. They know that they can control the ball. They're saying, come at us, St. Catharines, try to take it from us. Yeah. But they nearly got burnt there.
Yeah, Hadmani almost makes the Leafs pay. And we'll see now a draw just outside the Toronto zone. With 2:42 remaining here. That one's going to be dumped into the zone. And Clark will just get his glove on that one, and he'll hang on. 2:39 remaining now in the third period. St. Catharines doing an excellent job getting some pressure on.
Yeah, you can see Graham Campbell charging hard to that net. You're going to see a lot of that. They want to rattle Clark, and they want to create some more favorable rebounds.
Poirier dumps that one in. It's now scooped up by Brian Solga. Solga plays over on Clark. Clark's able to bat that one to the side. That could have been dangerous. Still a chance for danger here as the St. Catharines War Pigs have control of it behind that net. That one's chipped up. Chasing after that one's Poirier, but getting a hold of that one are the War Pigs. That was Michael Nielsen. Nielsen winds and fires that one wide of the net. Under 2 minutes remaining now here in the men's A-Division World Ball Hockey Championship.
The Leafs can feel that 5th World Championship. They know that they are about 105 seconds away from it, and they can taste it.
Controlling the ball now is Pereira. Pereira passes that one off to Tavis. Tavis shot, kicked aside, loose ball. Warpigs trying to chip that one and get past, and that one's dumped right back into the zone. Going hard in the net now is Handy. He's trying to pass it on in front to Tavis. That shot blocked. He's going to take a whack at it in the midair, and that one's knocked aside. Duarte throws that one in deep. Tavis has it now. Tavis shot. Stopped. And able to hang on to that one is Bram Leggett. He seemed to be, his body seemed to be just a bit out of position there, and luckily he didn't take that one back into the net with him. Yeah,
Stephen, it can happen, especially when the adrenaline's pumping. You know that you're just a minute away from defeat or victory, and you can get a bit antsy. And I think he did there, moved around, but his teammates are going to call a timeout here and figure out what is the strategy to get us back in that game. How do we get an overtime rematch with our arch rivals, the Leafs?
Yeah, you've got 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining here. If you're the War Pigs, what's your strategy? What do you come out of this timeout? What do you go with it?
Well, it's simple. You got to win the draw, Stephen.
Yeah.
You know, they cannot afford to give the Leafs possession because the Leafs blue liners are so strong. They'll just keep on moving that ball around the periphery, and then you've got to take a chance you don't want. You win the draw. It springs your forwards, and then you get that outlet pass. Suddenly, the Leafs are on their heels.
Yeah, and that's one thing. You can't have the Leafs controlling that ball off the draw, like you said. You got to take it one step at a time. You win the draw, you start controlling the pace, and then you dump it. You try to dump it in deep, get past that red line, dump it in deep, and see where that takes you.
Yeah, losing this draw just gives them more seconds. They keep Leggett stuck in that net, and obviously the man advantage is going to be critical in this final 71 seconds.
Yeah, face off to come to the left of Bram Leggett. You're watching the World Ball Hockey Championships here on Rogers TV. We have the St. Catharines War Pigs trailing the Toronto Leafs 2-1 in the late stages of this one. That one gets poked up and out of play.
4 more seconds tick off the clock.
Yeah, and every second is crucial for the War Pigs and the Toronto Leafs here in this finals game.
Referees decide that the ball went off a Leafs player, so the face-off comes outside of the zone. Gets the War Pigs a little closer to the goal. Big face-off win there, Stephen.
Charles Giffen doing an excellent job getting great positioning there on his man in the draw. That one now deep in the zone. That one's kept it at the point.
Leggett going to the bench now.
Leggett at the end of the bench, and now they have the extra attacker out on the court. That one's passed off that shot. Block, trying to clear that one out of the zone. That one's brought back to the point. Brian Solga crosses that one over. John Rorson, he passes that one. The Leafs aren't going to touch it. They're going to wait to the last possible second, and Hand is going to touch it. But the Leafs will get a penalty. And with 40 seconds remaining here in the third period, the War Pigs will have a 2-man advantage. It'll be a 6-on-4.
Stephen, we could not ask for a better finale to our Rogers TV broadcast of this men's A-Division final. The defending champs up by a goal, 40 seconds on the clock. Their arch rivals with a late power play, and here we go.
And you want to talk about theatrics, Jim. This is as dramatic as it gets. Face-off to come to the left of Dave Clark. You see there Pereira talking to the ref, asking what the penalty is all about. And you know, in these late stages of the game, the referees don't like to decide the games, but obviously the referee saw the need to call the play there, and it looks like the Leafs will be taking their own timeout here.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It'll also give us an opportunity to see the penalty on replay, but Leafs definitely playing a bit of mind games. They argued the call as long as they could and then call the timeout. They want the War Pigs to overthink here. They want them to over-strategize. They want to take them away from their natural instincts to bury that ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, and the best time that I could, and you can relate this to the last Super Bowl, we saw Bill Belichick let the Seattle Seahawks play out the time. They didn't call the timeout in that championship game and ended up in the wrong decision by Pete Carroll, as decided to pass the ball and overthink that play. So we can relate that now to this finals game here. All right, we're going to get a quick view of that penalty.
Keep your eye on the right here.
You see the arms extended right there in front of the net. It looks,
yeah, it looked like maybe a slash on the ankle.
Yeah. So Pereira will sit in the box.
We were watching the ball come up the boards, but we certainly heard the crowd react to it.
So Leafs try to clear the ball in his zone. Tremblette gets the ball in his zone. Time ticking. 30 seconds remaining here. Getting back to play that one is Charles Giffen. He's got the lone goal in this game so far. He'd love to tie this one up.
Men's A Division Final, World Outdoor Championship on the line here.
That one chipped in by Tardif. Both teams fighting for that loose ball in the corner. Loose ball on the side of the net. Clark finally tracks that one. He didn't know where it was. The referees are going to blow a whistle.
I think one of the fans behind the net thought there was a goal there. There was certainly an exclamation of excitement.
Yeah, nonetheless, it's not in the back of the net. 13 seconds remaining. We have a stoppage in play. Face-off coming to the right of Dave Clark. We are in for maybe one of the most exhilarating 13 seconds we've seen all weekend. Hannon trying to push forward off the draw, using that size, kept in by Giffen. That one brought out to the slot, shot stopped by Clark, and he'll hang on.
What a great save by Clark. His defenseman let him see it. He kept the War Pig just slightly out of his view, came in, squeezed it down. He'll let those seconds tick off the clock, and we'll do it one more time, Stephen.
5.6 seconds remaining, and you couldn't write a better finish to this game, and it might not even be over yet. 5.6 seconds left. Face off to the right of Dave Clark. Draw won by the War Pigs. We're going to get a whistle quick off that draw. 1.5 seconds tick off the clock. The War Pigs definitely not happy about that. I
think they may put the time back up on the clock.
As you saw, the War Pigs got a clean win there off the draw and looked like they were going to control it. Yes, the referee is going to put the time back on the clock. He's going to add 1 whole second. So they lose a half second in that trade-off.
So we'll just wait for the timekeeper to get things adjusted. Stephen, who's your star of the game so far?
My star of the game, my word. Oh, there's been so many great efforts in this game so far. I think if I were to give one star of the game, though, yeah, I'd probably give it to Pereira. The play of Pereira on the Leafs, he's been such a rock-solid presence on the back end, on the power play, rather than short-handed. But Brandao Pereira has really stood out in my mind as one of the better players on this Leafs team in this game.
Well, this will be the first time that we disagree when it comes to the star, because I've got to go with Jonathan Poirier. He has been so effective for the Leafs.
Yeah, Leafs control the ball right off the draw. In the corner now. And that will do it. The Toronto Leafs are your back-to-back World Ball Hockey Champions as they defeat the St. Catharines War Pigs once again by a score of 2-1.
Huge milestone victory for the Leafs as they become only the second team to win 5 World Outdoor Ball Hockey Championships, tying the record of the legendary St. Catharines Wizards.
And what a finish to that game. That game kept us on the edge of our seat to the final moments. But it was once again the Toronto Leafs clinching another World Ball Hockey Championship.
Yeah, and we saw 2 of the very best teams anywhere in action. Very little to separate them, but you had to know when
Paulo Duarte.
Paulo Duarte, I apologize, gave the Leafs their first lead of the game, that it was going to be tough for the War Pigs to battle back.
Yeah, and that's going to do it for World Ball Hockey coverage here on Rogers TV. But for my partner, Jim Lowe, and for everyone behind the scenes and in between, I'm Steven Sahoyas. Thank you for watching.